I mean, a resort's a resort. I only heard one person say about Kevin Iso. He goes, I do hotel travel, which he's like, I want to see nice hotels.
Huh.
So you know how like they
Is
have
he rich?
No. He definitely does that above his means. It's tough if you're into collecting like watches. Like it's expensive. You should be into collecting rocks. It's way cheaper. But like, but you get what you get, you know. But he goes like, no, it's this crazy 5-star hotel where they take you like it's a whole hiking area.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he likes the hotels as what he's going to visit.
I'm opposite because I want to know how the locals live. The money goes to local. I don't.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. All right, let me start this.
Okay.
I try to do a different one every time.
But one thing.
Yeah.
Vegas is the only only place in the whole world you specifically go to visit the hotels. You go different city, you use hotel to visit the city.
And then you leave it.
Yeah, but Vegas is the only few places in the world where you are specifically going for the hotels.
Yeah, good point.
It's very unusual.
Good point. Yeah, it is unusual that way.
I'm always trying to look at a different angle for each country and cities, you know.
Like, what's the thing to do? In New York, the thing to do is go bar hopping. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like that's a good local thing. But there's no like, let's take a picture of this bar. Like, no, it's a dive bar.
Yeah.
It's not picturable. It's just the point is drink for not that expensive with some friends with some decent music.
And you lived there for how long?
10, 12, almost 11 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker now. They said when you get to 10 years, I've gotten to it. And but I'm ready to move on.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's You Be Trippin, yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to You Be Trippin. It's a travel podcast. I take you every week with a guest to some place they've been. It's not so much of a travel blog like what you're supposed to see and do, but more like what you got into. More of an experiential podcast than a Lonely Planet. It's the only podcast in America that has both white people as guests and some type of Asian. And today is no exception and finally proves that rule. My buddy and a fucking well-versed traveler himself, Yoshi Obayashi.
Thanks, Ari. Wow, you said my last name correctly.
Dude, I haven't said your last name in maybe a decade. I'm shocked it came to me.
Perfect. And this is what the millennial calls closure, because I did your pod, I think a day or 2 days before I went to Afghanistan. And
What did you do my last pod? About the porn stuff? Or
yeah,
about
I was
killing your
really
father?
upset at the time, and you did it, and you're very kind and generous, but you also shocked me by paying me. You're the first person paying me for podcasts.
Oh. How much should I give you?
$50 or $100. I thought you were joking.
Buddy, this one's 200.
Oh.
So I'm glad it went up and not down.
But I was kind of relieved because I think I was a little bit paranoid going to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get killed, so I want to leave some record why I was upset and things like that. And I think after
dude, I would have showed your episode after you died. Would have been a perfect one. I'd say,
Sorry.
dude. So I'm baking some of these, and it's like had like Louis Black on, or anyone who is like, if they die, I'm like, do I save it for like a year?
Yeah.
And then like have their last remaining thing, or do I release it the week they died?
Week they die.
Yeah. It's definitely get more views.
And I think.
But imagine putting out a Norm episode now.
Oh God.
Wouldn't it be interesting?
Wait, do you have it?
No, but
okay.
but like if I did,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, what?
And I think you got an email from my ex-supervisor, possible lawsuit. Remember
That's
that?
right.
And I thought,
That's right. They were like,
threatening a Jew with a lawsuit. Good luck with that one.
You're like, I know how the system works. You're in porn. Oh yeah, we talked a little bit shit about your ex-boss.
Yeah, they were. What I heard later on, they were so scared of that episode. Nothing happened. And everybody exaggerate the threats, really. And I think too many people worry over nothing. Mm-hmm. And I think people they should stop doing that.
And they all do it. Well, what if something happened? You're like, yeah, what if something I mean, most of the times, nothing happens.
Yes.
So then the reality is you shouldn't say, what if something bad happens? You should say, what if nothing bad happens and I didn't go?
Right.
Because nothing was even going to happen anyway, and I wasted and you went to fucking Afghanistan.
2019, 2013, 2012, 2013, and 2019.
I probably talked to you right before you went 2013.
Yeah.
So you went during a fucking wild time.
Yeah. I think 2007 was like surge. That was really...
2000 what?
Oh, no, I'm getting confused with Iraq. Sorry. Yeah, it was rough. But if you do your homework, you have the right people. I think you can minimize the risk.
So this is the experience you had. And I've actually mentioned this a bunch in this podcast. That how I can do multiple times in a country because different experiences are different, whatever. But your Afghanistan, was an interesting time. I actually went to Paris and I thought about it because we were talking about Napoleon and Hitler going to see Napoleon's tomb.
Yes.
And Napoleon built his tomb small, so you had to like bend over to get in.
Yeah.
Because he wanted you to bow your head to Napoleon even after he was dead. And Hitler loved that idea. He loved like a fucking real leader.
Yes.
Real scared of this guy leader. But he goes, I'm not bowing my head to you though, buddy. And he goes, I respect you.
Yeah.
But this dead guy. But he goes, so he built had them build a series of mirrors so he could look in without having to bend his head. So he could stand up straight and see a mirror, which went down to a mirror, then up, so he could look at his tomb without ever having to like tilt his head. But you get that Jew labor, you can do whatever you want,
I think that's pretty common, isn't it, for these great conquerors, like whether Hitler or Julius Caesar crying, looking at what Alexander the Great did,
He's like, I give it up. This
they
guy.
all study what each other have done in history.
But my thought was that it would have been an interesting time to go to, when I went to Paris for a writing class.
Yeah.
It would have been an interesting time if you go to Paris as a German retired officer during the occupation of France.
Right.
But like that 5 years later and 5 years before, it's a different France. But you'd run shit. If you had that German fucking outfit on, everyone's scared of you.
Yes.
No one's talking back to you. And you get to have the great food in Paris. You still pay for stuff. You don't have to be a tyrannical guy. But what a fucking cool time it was. And Kabul, during the American occupation, which what you told me about, and let's get into it, all these fucking, what are they called? The workers for the government?
NGO.
And what is that?
Non-government organization.
So it's like they have to build shit and whatever, and they're getting attacked on this. But it's like, it's a city that's not there anymore in that way. So let's get into it.
Yeah. What do you want to?
I mean, like, first of all, why'd you go? What kind of food did you eat? Who'd you hang out with? We got to talk about the bar and how they would tell you to like, we need you to bring alcohol.
Oh, sure.
All that's like, let's just talk about what it was like.
So Jim Norton's manager, Jonathan Branstein, he's a manager. He has this obsession with travel, and he introduced me to his friend Sam Hosseini, which is the book up there. Yeah. He is that. He hates it, but we call him the Rupert Murdoch of Afghanistan because he owns the major media company. Yeah. And he was visiting Jonathan, and he called me, and I met up with him. And when he fled Afghanistan in 1979, he was a kid. I think one of the first places he went was Japan, because I think his dad was ambassador. He was ambassador to Japan representing Australia. So he spoke pretty decent Japanese. I headed off with him, and he told me like, yeah, if you ever have an interest going to Afghanistan, let me know. And he said that to a lot of people, but most people are not crazy enough to go there.
Yep. I mean, you told me about it, and I was very close to going. I was very close. I was like, I wanted to go. It's just the time. The time was the issue.
Oh, he invited you. Guarantee. Yeah. If you want to go, he will make it happen.
I remember it was like, is it safe? You're like, if you're with him, you're safe.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Who is he?
He is a businessman. He runs a major media company called Moby. There's a television department called Tolo, and he runs every major television and radio station in Afghanistan. And he have to constantly deal with Taliban because they will report some news or certain television show like soap opera. Yeah. They get really upset all the time, and they have to deal with them. So
wow, you think fucking millennials are tough?
Oh, you deal with Taliban, yeah. But that's a tough one, I think they have such a difficult, ugly history. They need entertainment, And I think Star was the first person to bring music competition. What's that show on Fox with the
American Idol?
Yes,
they have an American Idol.
Afghan Idols, yeah. He brought that back, and I think one of the
Afghan Idol. Don't they actually destroy false idols?
Bumia, yeah, they destroyed the Buddhist terracotta statue.
I think they were trying to figure out their thing. I think now if they had to do it, like that's just an antiquity. We wouldn't destroy that.
But as of now, 3 years ago, they've got rid of a lot of those shows, and Afghans love music. To give you some idea, Fahim Anwar, he has this really popular viral video where doing a bunch of dances. He's famous in Afghanistan because of
No,
that.
really?
Yeah. He's never been there.
Afghani American.
Yes. Funny guy. And they love dance. They love music. And I think Saad told me first year, I think in the one that consistent show, I might be wrong. I apologize. I had to show a little bit of cleavage or ankle or something. Taliban, of course, complained about that too, you know. So all the soap opera from Colombia, Turkey, anytime they show a little bit of cleavage, they were kind of a blurred area and ankles and things like that.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. It's weird with it comes together, the fucking repressive part and the fucking open part, or the puritanical part. In America, is pretty puritanical, to be honest. But so like in France, they just had that thing of like doing the Last Supper mockery, whatever, or doing a version of the picture of the Leonardo's Last Supper. And in France, they're like, oh, we're very secular. We don't care. And in America, we're like, how dare you insult the Christians? And you're like, oh, right, we're Puritans here still.
Yeah. What's the thing they had in Cincinnati 20 years ago? Piss Christ. They were making big deal over that, you know.
Yeah.
Key thing to deal with is just don't talk about it.
Just don't talk about it. The more they talk about it, the more power they give it.
Yes.
I'm convinced a lot of these things are like, there's some like Republican talking point of something 2025. I don't know what it is exactly, but I think it's just a tiny fringe of people doing it. And then the Democrats are like, look what they're trying to do, even though it's like 3 people doing it. And they're like, look what they're trying to do. And the Republicans then go, don't tell us what to do. And they're building this thing up, kind of like Charlottesville for the other way with like, you have this statue of so-and-so. I'm like, I didn't know they had that statue. And now there's people there literally killing each other.
Yes.
About a place you didn't know because you're all talking about this thing you could have just ignored. You know, the people in Charlottesville, maybe city council should go, hey, can we tear that one down? That guy was like a big slave owner. But like, now it's international. And like, you're just propping it up by talking about it.
I think you've traveled enough to know that media have incentive to they're fearmongers. And I think anything negative and fear is still small news. There's no news if you talk about something nice about places.
That's the thing. They talked about this in the Fountainhead. Nice stories don't sell.
Yeah, and even now, I will go back to Afghanistan.
Really?
Just do your homework. You'll be fine.
So what does that mean, though? Do my homework. People are watching this right now. Like, well, this is my homework. So what should they do? What should they avoid, and what should they not avoid?
Well, something like Afghanistan, we have a little bit of advantage because now Saad want to help you. But what I usually do is read up a little bit of a history, what's going on currently. But wikitravel.org is always a useful one.
Really?
That one, for example, if you put like Allentown, Pennsylvania, they'll tell you like what to do, what not to do. But they also mention specific crime to watch over. So you put another one is like if you put Barcelona, they'll tell you things like pickpocket is like a major problem, you know. So if you know what kind of thing to worry about, and legitimate stuff, wikitravel.org is pretty good. You know, there's a constant reminder of what kind of crimes are associated with certain cities, like Rome and Venice.
Wikitravel. So what do you do? Barcelona? Or let's say Yangon. Let's do this then. Let's do Kabul.
I never thought about doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've already bought. So this is what you do to find out, like.
And they have warnings, where to eat, where to stay.
Okay, so advisory right away.
Yeah,
it's strongly discouraged as of August 2021.
Yeah, and they also have stuff like on the bottom, like crime that you should be worried about. They have suggestions like where to eat, where to sleep,
climate, orientation
things to do,
by plane, arrival. Foreigners need to get a foreigner registration card. Okay, so this is the shit you actually have to know.
Yes.
Departure, the foreign registration card is required to be taken with you when you leave Afghanistan. Okay, this is.
So this is always a good one. And if you're traveling.
I like the sentence, sorry, but I like the sentence. The foreigner registration card is sometimes required and taken from you when you exit Afghanistan, and a big fine/bribe, as in some cases required if you haven't got it. Was it crooked?
I had to pay them cash at custom when I was leaving 2 out of 3 times. They're so blatant about it that
they're just like, we're going to.
They're not going to give you a stamp and to leave if you don't pay them.
And how much do you have to pay them?
I think the first time $20, another time $40.
Can you negotiate that? I guess it's up to them, right?
It's up to them. My friend Yuri said, like, corruption's great because at least when you pay them, you get stuff done quickly. So it just depends on how you deal with it. And I think Malaysia and Singapore, Malaysia or Indonesia, I can't remember one of those countries, the corruption is so prevalent that they give you a receipt when you pay.
A bribe.
Yeah.
Because they're like, let somebody know you've already paid the bribe.
Yeah, so.
Because they're like, well, I'm going to pay you a bribe. The next guy's going to ask. You're like, good point. Let me write you a. I already got to him. I
think if you're from Japan and Singapore, they have a very low corruption. I think you don't know how to deal with it, but I got kind of used to it, you know. You just have to put that shit aside.
Kabul Wall, the Kabul Golf Club. Wow.
Yeah, but my favorite is like the crime section. You know, if you put Barcelona, pickpocket is like a number one thing up there, you know. And then if you put San Francisco, watch out for drug addict.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every city have a specific kind of crime that you should pay attention to. I mean, South Africa is,
wow,
I'm sure.
This is really a drink. Despite being illegal, alcohol is pretty easy to find in Kabul's expat restaurants.
Yes. Now, if they haven't been updated, so it might be, you should be, they have warnings and things like that. And when I'm traveling to Europe, I like Rick Steves. He's like the number one budget traveler.
Rick Steves. Who is that guy? I've heard about him 1,000 times. I sent him a message on Instagram because it's like everyone's like he's the best travel writer.
He's the Jesus Christ of a budget travel to Europe. He's from Washington State. He was a student at University of Washington. I think his family had a piano business, and when he started traveling in the early 70s, he started making this little booklet explaining to Americans how to travel cheap into Europe. It was so popular, it eventually became like it became like a mini empire. I think Everett, Washington. So a bunch of people that work for him will travel overseas. He'll go different cities. They'll go different cities, up there in different youth hostels. So there's constant updating of places that you stay, places to eat.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you're going to Europe as an American, Rick Steve is the guy to use. And other than that, anywhere outside of that, wikitravel.org, I really like that update.
Hey guys, let me break in real quick to tell you about the guest Yoshi Obayashi. He's a world traveler, stand-up comedian at the highest level. I've always repped him, and I've been wanting to get him on this podcast to talk about Afghanistan since before I even started recording the podcast, so I'm lucky to get him. Please follow him on Instagram at Yoshi Obayashi. That's YOSHIOBAYASHI. Yoshi Obayashi. Oh, also, Yoshi has a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Yoshi Obayashi. Same thing. When I first met him, he was passing out porn DVDs. He was working as an adult film executive. He actually quit because he was like, I've seen some things I don't really want to see anymore. He's pretty ballsy. He's one of the first like moral acts I've ever seen. Morality is not good for your income. That's reality. And I wanted him to come and talk about Afghanistan because he told me about it. He invited me to Kabul. I never got a chance to go. He said, I got the hookup. People want you there. You could perform or you could just hang out. And I never did. And I regret it forever. Kabul is now gone as a place to really visit in the same way that Yoshi went. I think you can still go. I think it's different. My friend Oliver just went there. Anyway, for myself, I've got really nothing to perform. Please subscribe, promote, and leave a comment wherever you're watching or listening, guys. If you're on Spotify, go ahead and subscribe right now. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe right now. Why not? Just do it right now. Subscribe, leave a comment, like it. I don't know. Get the thing going. Get bigger guests, more interesting guests. But Yoshi rules. All right, let's get back to the episode.
It's always nice to have a handler when you're going places like, Afghanistan, Yemen.
Yeah, how'd you meet Saad?
So through Jonathan Branstein. And meeting a guy like Branstein and Saad, they're obsessed with travel. I mean, we get obsessed like what kind of airplane, what's budget airlines like, first class and things like that.
Right.
And we're just constantly talking about travel because we're all even obsessed with things like going to airport. What part of the airport's a nice place to sleep if you're sleeping overnight? I'm just obsessed about a little bit of everything traveling.
It's these little moment things that you really have to know. But like, so in that travel class, I was talking to this guy Zane, who's been on the podcast. We did one from a hostel over there about Morocco. But he said, like, I was one of the older kids from the class, you know, and he was like, who's this guy? Like
Yeah.
a comedian. But he goes, you mentioned something that made me realize, like, oh, you're real.
Yeah.
When he talked about saving the box for your soap, because
Yeah.
when you're in a hostel and you have to put it back in something,
Yeah.
so he saved the box, and
Yes.
you can crunch it around that soap, but you're not going to get another bar of soap. And he goes, that's what I knew you know how to get around. Shit like that. Those travel tips that you have to be gone to even understand that's a thing.
In fact, Rick Steve said you don't have to spend $1 million to have $1 million travel experience. The less money you have, I think it's better. Because it forces you to mingle with the locals, you know, where they eat. Like, don't eat like Americans constantly want American food in Paris and stuff. This is stupid.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I saw a sign in Paris in English, I'm
Yeah.
like, let me move on to the next place. Because the service is rude. It's
Yes.
not as good. The food's not as good. It's a tourist spot. They just want to whip people in and out. The non-tourist spots are like, stay here for 3 hours. We got you. Like, that's what I want. I want someone taking like 35 minutes to prepare my food because they're doing it from scratch.
I've even been to a place in Paris. They had pictures of 9/11 going down, and the food falafel was delicious. You know, like there's weird places like that. You know.
So you hooked up with this guy Saad, and he's like, "Come on out."
Yeah, and I think he thought when I say yes that I was joking, but I'm like vampire. If you give me right to enter your house,
Invite me in. Yeah.
I will show up whether
Yeah.
you like it or not.
Yeah.
So I went, and you know, I think we talk about me working in the sex business. So right away on the first day arriving in Kabul, you know, I think there might have been miscommunication. I was at the airport, no one there to pick me up, and eventually when I messaged somebody eventually picked me up, and it's so exciting when you go to a new place because everything's new, you know? Like somebody visiting New York City for the first time now, everything's new, right? Everything's exciting, but you've been living for 10 years, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But taking me to roadblock and a constant check for
Like,
bombs.
what is this?
Yeah.
Somebody said, it was Rolf, the teacher for the travel class, who's friends with McCartney. He said you notice things. He's a writer, so he knows how to express this stuff. He goes, you notice the signs are written in slightly different font.
Yes.
Or the yellow yield signs, it's a different yellow.
Yes.
And you notice these things when you get out. And there's something right when you not land, but when you leave the airport, like just the doors open up,
Yeah.
there's a smell that's when it hits me. It's like, oh, I'm somewhere else, you know? And
You're
not
right.
until then.
You're right about the smell because I think certain percentage of air. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but
Yeah.
there's a certain percentage, like a fecal matter, just flying around because plumbing is not that great. Even you really can't even walk 3 blocks away from the place because it might not be dangerous. There's like wild dogs running around the neighborhood, you know, and nobody owns them, you know. And I think I made a mistake walking 3 blocks from the house I was staying
In Kabul?
Yeah, and we turned right, then left, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of eyes staring at us because we were using flashlight, and there were these goddamn dogs that nobody owned, and there must have been like a dozen dogs, and I thought they were starting growling at us like it was me and somebody else. It's like what the fuck, and I didn't know what to do. Eventually, a bunch of these Afghan kids started throwing rocks at them, and they were helping us because they want money from us. That's the only reason, you know, and we went to a Chinese restaurant, and that's when I realized you can get hookers in Kabul.
You can.
Yeah, it's at the Chinese restaurant because working in the sex business, I knew right away. Being a whore whisperer, like, oh, I could tell these are hookers.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You know how to spell them.
And it's like Islamic country. They're not supposed to drink alcohol, but there's alcohol. You can find alcohol anywhere. It's just hidden away, and you just got to be discreet.
This is what people don't understand. But like, I heard this is illegal. It's like, yeah, but like, weed's illegal in Austin, but you
Yeah.
can smoke it. Use your head. Don't be black. But
Wow.
but anyone else, just smoke. Jaywalking's illegal in New York.
Yes.
But no one's enforcing it.
Yeah, during the World Cup, somebody asked somebody from Qatar, well, you guys arrest gay people. Like, well, we arrest heterosexual too. You just got to follow the law, respectful. Anyone could go there. They're not actively looking for Jews or gay people.
Yeah.
You know,
Is it an anti-Jewish place?
if you go to Afghanistan, if you say Jewish, they have no idea what that is. Most people can't even read and write. They've never traveled outside of it.
Who's that guy who used to work for Vice and then
Shane
kind of
Smith.
left on his own?
Oh, McGinnis?
Gavin McInnes.
Yes.
I saw him outside a Kumia podcast. He was,
Yeah.
because he was doing his podcast. So he was leaving. I was going in.
Yeah.
And he is right when I got back from Asia, 4 months in Southeast Asia, and he was like, "Hey, I got to talk to you about it. Like, what did they think of Americans?" So it was among other questions.
Yeah.
Like, how long were you there? What'd you do? He's like, what did you think of Americans? And I thought about it. And I go, they didn't.
Well,
They're
he
more
say that
considerate-
because he's probably a narcissist that they're trying to coming after Americans, they're trying to kill us. I don't even think they really think about us.
No, they have to worry about their farm,
Yeah.
or their son getting married off,
Yes.
to another village, or like it's like I'm like I mean they're a little aware of like Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
or music, but they don't think of us on a day to day. That's a very solipsistic idea. You know Ari Eljarn,
No.
Icelandic comedian. It's like the biggest guy in Iceland.
I see.
He started off like comedy in Iceland, and we did a festival in Copenhagen.
Okay.
We met him, me and Bobby Kelly, and he was funny even then. He was just 5 years in, but he was funny. Bobby's like, "Dude, you're funny."
That's not the guy that draws pictures.
No, that's Haldor.
Okay, yeah. Very funny guy.
Yeah, Haldor I've met
Yeah.
and drank with. He's also very funny. But he goes, you're funny enough. You should move to America. And he's like, "Oh no, I'm good." He goes, "No, why? You could move there." And he goes, "Buddy, I love Iceland. I'm Icelandic." And he goes, it's like Bobby couldn't understand. He's like, "But you could make it in America."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't have any love for your country. I have for my
So it's
own
not a
country."
fear thing with him.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? All my friends are here. My parents are here. Why would I leave this place and just? Why do you think your country is the one to be in?
Yeah.
You know, and we have that here.
Yeah, it's like when you look at the map, when United States is center of the map.
Well, that's why I split this one on
Yes,
purpose.
Yes.
I split America because I'm like, you should fucking get out of here. And
Yes.
go, like, this is mostly the rest of the world, even though South America I fucked over. But I also thought about flipping it upside down. There is no actual like top and bottom. It's just
Yes.
north south. You know, the world is round, so there's no. You could have this right in the middle, Ethiopia in the middle.
Yeah, when I saw Japan in center of the whole map in Japan, so. You know.
Really? yeah. So they moved that over to here. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to Kabul. So did you go anywhere else besides Kabul, or just stayed kind of there?
We took a ride.
Is this shit in Afghanistan? Did you see shit like this?
Yes, it's gorgeous. And I went to Panjshir, which is probably 6 hours, I don't know, northeast. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's not occupied by Pashtun, which is the majority of Afghanistan.
Pashtun? What is that?
Pashtun is the most majority of Afghanistan. Oh yeah,
What is-
so that guy on the far right hand side,
This?
Amasa Masood. Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Yeah.
That's the guy. He was assassinated in September 9, 2001 because Al Qaeda was afraid of him. I call him John Connor of Afghanistan. He is the leader of the Northern Alliance, and the Taliban was afraid of him. He was an incredible guy, and I think he's like engineering background, spoke multiple language.
They thought he'd take over and get, what was he, liberal?
I think he was a moderate guy.
Yeah. Which is far left over there.
And he was incredible leader.
And they killed him.
Yeah, they were terrified of him. So 2 days before 9/11, they killed him. I went into Panjshir.
2
went
days
to his
before
tomb.
9/11. Interesting.
He knew literature, poetry.
Is Panjshir a people or just a region?
It's a valley, and the beautiful valley.
And so they have
Yeah,
shit like
it's
this
like
everywhere.
that. And as we were traveling up there, there's a bunch of destroyed tanks everywhere, and kids are playing around. It's a Soviet tanks, you know.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. There's no
So they have shit like this everywhere.
Yes.
Wow, that's gorgeous. That is
And-
gorgeous.
You didn't see at least Taliban because that's a
That
Tajik minority occupied area.
Wait. So what does that mean?
So there's like maybe 10 different ethnicity, but the number one is Pashtun, Tajik, and Hazaras. Hazaras look like people look like myself, and sometimes you see Hazaras with blue eyes, which is weird.
Why? From who? The eyes
Well,
into them.
I could look at the map when Alexander the Great invaded
From
the world.
yeah.
He went from Greece to defeat Darius in
Where's Greece?
Persia, but he forced his
Oh.
soldier to go the northern part of India.
So they went through Turkey or up and above.
And he encouraged all his men to marry the local women. So they literally brought Greek culture and DNA to all the way to India.
Wow.
So you do see many blue-eye
Wow,
Asians
interesting.
and things like that.
Interesting. So you landed in Kabul.
Yes, and I think Panjshir, I don't know exact. I'm sorry, everyone, but Panjshir's like not too, I don't know, 40, 50 miles from Pakistan, maybe.
Hold on, let's see it on the map here. Maps. Oh, here we go.
But the hospitality, man, like
What? Explain it.
typical with all Muslim
Oh,
countries.
yeah, it's up there.
Hospitality was incredible. People are very kind.
They are.
And
Not standoffish. The locals you meet? Oh, it's right outside Kabul. Panjshir.
oh, maybe the road was terrible, so they feel like
Like
took
you're pretty
forever.
Russian. Yeah.
But yeah, we went to his tomb.
Whose tomb?
Amishir Masood, the guy.
That guy.
They killed him in September 9th.
They were allowed a tomb for him?
Yeah, and if you go Kabul airport when the Taliban finally took over 3 years, there was a big picture of his. I think they took it down after they took it over, you know.
Yeah.
For me, checking out all the ethnic groups, I really had a hard time knowing the difference. It's very obvious Afghan. Hazaras, it's easy because they look like myself.
And what are they? From Asia?
Yeah, I live in Afghanistan. They're probably Shiite. Most of Pashtuns are all Sunnis, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't, but okay.
Yeah, so I was there. You meet tons of NGO, a lot of good people, some bad. They're there to profiteer. They sell weapons. God knows what else they're doing. And they thought I was a spy. That's like a common thing, you know, like, what do you do? Like,
Were there spies?
oh, for sure, I'm sure. But like, who's going to, what do? I do stand-up. I used to work in porn.
What a cover story.
Medical testing. Spies seem more believable, you know. But yeah, if they don't know you, they just assume certain things about you, you know.
Yeah.
But when you go, it was great. 2012 and 13, they had a party for me. I think we had a diplomat from Spain and Netherlands was there. Because anytime somebody unusual show up, they want to know what's up with you. It's kind of nice knowing all kinds of interesting people. They're willing to take a chance and go to places like Kabul. It's kind of fun to talk to them because everyone is real interesting backgrounds, you know. So
Like what type of people did you meet?
they might be there for defense. They might be
Right.
for NGO. They might be for health organization.
Well, there's something also I've noticed, like Hong Kong, for instance.
Yeah.
So
When did you go?
when did I go? 2014, I think.
Okay.
But so you meet people there and you do shows, and the shows are all around. Even Shanghai, the shows were all around. But
Yeah.
like let's say Hong Kong,
Yeah.
or let's say Shanghai actually.
Okay.
So there's some shows for the bars, the expats, and they're degenerates or English teachers, or
Yeah.
they're having a fun play pretend time while they're waiting for 3 years to get their life back. I met a couple that had met in like South Korea. They were teaching English together. They both decided to move to Hong Kong together.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, whatever. Let's call them the same thing. But then also sometimes you do gigs in like a nice hotel lobby, and you're like, oh, and these are like those people got mad at me for like too much cursing and too much like sex talk.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, well, you guys are like businessmen. But if you're a businessman, if you're a banker, let's say, and you're British,
Yeah.
so you're choosing to not take a job in London. You're choosing to take a job in Hong Kong.
Right.
So I know you're just a dumb fucking normcore banker, but you're adventurous.
Yes.
Because you're taking that job over in a wild part of the world. If you have a skill, whatever, an engineer or whatever, you're choosing to take a job in Kabul. No one's sending you there.
Right.
You can say no, but there's something about you that wants to go there.
Sometimes they're running away from their problem. Sometimes they're very idealistic. They want to help people. There's others who want to take advantage of the situation. Even like during that evacuation of Kabul, there's a group of people who were taking advantage. Like, if you give us X amount of money, we will get your family out of there.
Wow.
So they were like vultures waiting for opportunities.
Yeah.
Early 90s in Russia, it was such a tremendously bloody time because there's transition of communism to capitalism. So mob were taking control of that. Similar thing in Kabul too. You know, whenever there's a chaos and transition, unfortunately there is opportunity, money grab. You know.
Dad said he had that with so he'd like when he was in a work camp, they like it wasn't the best security
Yeah.
in the Holocaust, but it wasn't like a death camp where everyone would try to leave. But anyway, you could get out and you could sneak out under the barbed wire, and they take a little bit of money, save it
Yeah.
up, give it to him or someone else, whoever was being, and like, go get bread, bring it
Yeah.
back. But then these like bandits, not you, buddy, would be like,
Yeah.
would be out there and like, well, let's beat up these Jew kids and take their money. But they weren't like acting on behalf of Nazis.
Yeah.
They're acting on behalf of like 19-year-olds who want a little extra cash.
Sure.
And you're like, they're victims. Let's just do that. You know what I mean? Like, no one will bother us if we do that. So, you know what I mean? It's like what you're saying, taking advantage of a situation.
Oh yeah, and that's everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Here, for sure. Remember
and-
after 9/11, people started selling parachutes,
yes.
because like, well, you might get attacked. And it's like, you're profiting off this.
Well, I mean, we had this thing with COVID recently. There's just money making. It's really transfer of wealth, really.
Yeah.
It's always like that. But going,
Let's go back to Kabul.
I'm not gonna lie. It was really interesting. It looked like that scene from the Star Wars. Remember when Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan went to that bar? You have people from all those.
It was
kinda,
like that.
Just people from everywhere.
Uh-huh.
You have no idea why they're there.
Yeah.
It really is exciting to go places like that because what do you do? And you learn about how shit worked there. You want to get drugs, you could get them.
There were drugs there?
Yes.
Like what? Oh, opium?
Heroin for sure, yeah.
That must have been the purest fucking heroin.
I think under Taliban rules, it's illegal, but wink, wink, they have to make money. It's going all the time. My understanding, there was a place called Heroin Row. I apologize if I have this information wrong, but there was this alley,
In Kabul?
there was a place where fancy mansions were bought by all the drug money, Because he's not like a government worker. How do they have like these expensive mansions and stuff? Because it's corruption, drug sales. And it's not that Afghan farmers are bad people. They're poor. They want to make crop that makes money. And heroin's always been the case. It goes through Iran, and then from Iran to it's a Fecal Valley, and Iran to Europe, whether it's like Rotterdam or wherever. Where there's demand, they will create those drugs.
Well, like in Guatemala,
Yeah.
well, now it's changing a little bit, but there was never like a high-end, same thing with Colombia, there's not a high-end coffee market, for a $5 cup of coffee
Yeah.
like, with a pour over or whatever, but coffee grows there,
Yes.
so it's almost all export. You know what I mean? But they're like, oh, you guys don't drink coffee? Like, we can't afford $5 for a cup of coffee, but they send it to America where you can get $5 for it.
Yeah, it's marketplace. They'll dictate what you should do with your land, and heroin is a nice way to make money.
Yeah. In Ecuador, they had, this remind me, it might have been Colombia. It doesn't matter. But they were going to the farmers
Yeah.
and go, we need you just to grow weed instead of tomatoes. And they go, we don't want to. We don't want to do drugs. And they go, okay, well, if you grow the weed, we're going to give you 10 times what you make.
Yes.
If you don't, we're going to kill your daughter.
Yes.
And everyone's like, well, you shouldn't be growing weed. It's like, well, they said they were going to kill my daughter.
Yes.
And also, the opposite is make a lot of money. Then you fucking save your daughter. You know what I mean? It's like, no way. There's money to be made.
Yeah. So that's that in Kabul, and
So did you do any?
I had hash. I think when we went to Panjshir, we took a little break. One of those roadside mini restaurants. We were at the river, and I'm not a big drug person, but god damn, the hash was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Am I thinking this wrong? It was like a round ball, kind of make like this, and one of the drivers did a joint out of it. It was very, very smooth.
Really?
Because when we pulled over, there's a bunch of kids, and I asked the driver / translator jokingly, "Hey, you guys have any weed?"
Yeah.
The kid opened the jacket, and he had a big.
You just had it?
Yeah. My God, it looked like a pound of hash or something, And it would have been nothing. $50.
Wow.
I maybe guess wrong, but it was just like nothing for that kind of weed.
Because it grew so easily.
Yeah, it's just everywhere.
And the government doesn't try to there weren't cops going that's really bad? Or was it just
you just
be cool?
just be cool about it, and be respectful of it. Just kind of be discreet. And so I had some after the dinner.
How was it?
like it's just incredible,
Nice.
of floating. And when you start meeting people, I went Panjshir, it was beautiful. We went with the tomb. We got stuck driving back in the mountain, and there was a group of nomad called Coochies. They're like ship herders. So we were stuck for maybe 40 minutes. There must have been 1,000 sheep or something, and goats. And another thing, if you're like an animal right person, don't go to Afghanistan. You're going to see things that's going to upset you. They just start beating sheep and goat with stick.
Yeah.
And they don't treat dogs like family members at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we waited.
The strays also are like, they're like a problem for them. I'm trying to like, sometimes they bend over too far backwards for other cultures.
Yeah.
When we were in Ecuador, we hung out with this guy from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And he just left the revolution. So he was like, I had a gun pointed at my face. I was like, I don't want to die for this fucking country. Like, I'll just leave. But anyway, we were all talking about eating dog. And do you know this? I'm not trying to be racist, but when you kill,
it's not racist at all.
when you kill dogs to eat them, so when you kill venison, you
Yeah.
have to kill them clean.
Yes.
Because if it releases the adrenaline, if they get like wounded,
Yeah.
and then like start with adrenaline, it makes the meat all gamey.
Yes.
Having the adrenaline. Dog is the opposite. They want adrenaline. It tastes better. So for like
I didn't know that.
a couple of days before, they beat on them and they scream at them and they fucking beat on them for like 3 days and then kill them to get the meat really delicious. And we were all talking. We were like, I guess other cultures are. He was telling us this,
Yeah.
and we're like, all these fucking white ladies from in Ecuador and expats and stuff, and like, I guess other cultures, they just do things differently, and it's tough. And he goes, "What? No, guys, they're fucking assholes. Fuck them. They're barbarians." And we're like, "Oh, okay, permission, great."
When I was a kid visiting my grandmother in South Korea, I remember multiple times. This is like 70s, So people beating dogs. I thought, God, that's a misbehaved dog, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they're going to eat them back then.
Jesus. Yeah.
And I feel really bad because they would treat dogs for pragmatic reason. If they have it in the home, it's for security. So they'll be chained up to a tree or whatnot, and they don't take them. It's just really sad. But if you grow up in that environment, you just didn't think about it that way, But it does make me sad, like,
Yeah. But you don't think about it that way. I'm sure people, when they see cows, are like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, that's the beef industry. They put a fucking nail in their head.
Yeah. In Muslim countries, cats are treated really, really well. Like if you go to Istanbul, cats are everywhere because cats are Prophet Muhammad's favorite animal. So they're treated really well. Like if you go down the subway in Istanbul, there's cats everywhere by the ticketing counter or bookstore and coffee shop, and they're treated really, really well. Italians treat cats really well too, and there's a heavy crime for hurting and killing cats there. And in Athens, Greece, there's cats everywhere too.
Yeah, that's true.
But people are kind of mean to dogs, man. I just noticed there's not because
beer,
Prophet
'cause they're
Muhammad
also
hated dogs,
and they're also eating out of your. Oh, dude, you see it when I walk bandit around past the fucking Mecca church, whatever it's called. They'll just look at them. Sometimes they'll like swipe at them with their legs. I'm like, bro, they really just hate dogs. Everyone else, the Chinese ladies near me, they're like, oh, hello.
Yes.
They're standoffish generally, but they'll be like, oh, cute dog, without saying it. But those Muslims, fucking, they're like, get it away from me. You're like, Jesus, bro, it's bandit. Relax.
Wait, I want to go back to Kabul.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we
for doing
use a
my
lot of taxi and driving around, and you meet a lot of interesting people. And so I met a lady named Kimberly Muttley. She's American practicing law in Kabul. And second time meeting her, she's half black and Korean, so we have a Korean kind of thing in the background. But she said, would you like to go Polycharky prison, which is the biggest prison in Afghanistan? And of course, most people would want to go. But first thing I say was, of course, I want to go. And she took me there. And I think we got pulled over by a cop. And because she's a lawyer and knows everyone there, I think he was trying to get money from us. Man, she was saying like, hey, motherfucker, I know your police chief. So she started mentioning all kinds of names. The translator said, are you sure you want to say it? Like, you tell this motherfucker what I said. And after a while, we were all right. But I was really nervous because
She went right at him.
Yeah.
Wow.
She has no fear. This is right after she took me to her law office in Kabul. She told me the exit route. if somebody threw a grenade, just she was giving me all this instruction: get out of this way. This is how you deal with grenades. If they start shooting, get down the floor. Here's the exit. So, they constantly tell you exit routes.
Because they have to think about that.
Well, she always representing clients like sexual assault cases or corrupt officials. She'll take any cases at all.
You told me about
so
this
they're
lady.
mad at her.
Yeah.
But because she's ballsy, and because she talked back to men, which is something really unusual, she also drove, which is unusual. Women driving in Kabul, And so she took me to Panjshir prison, and it's the biggest prison. It was under that Soviet occupation. There were, I don't know, executed like 50, 60, maybe even 100,000 people there.
Oh,
and then
what?
when
Executed them?
yeah. So when I went there,
Political like prisoners? Political prisoners?
political prisoners, crime. So she had 3 clients: one British, one Australian, one American. I don't remember exactly what they did, but one was like drug case, murder, and money laundering. Of course, murder had the least amount of time they needed to serve. Drug and money thing was the bigger time you have to serve.
Damn.
So when she was talking to one client, I was in the inside of the prison open area, and they didn't really trust me. But she said, "Oh, you could trust me. He's a pornographer." Then of course, as soon as you talk of porn, and
Then what? How did they react?
anyway, you say you're pornography, people think to trust you because what do you do for a living? You're in the business of showing buttholes and pussy and dicks. You don't really hide anything. And there was a show called
True.
HBO.
Real sex?
Oh my God, I forgot. There was a show where there's a writer for Hustler was embedded to American Marines. First time around, they trusted him right away because just young guys. They don't know anything about magazine. They don't trust journalists. But as soon as you say Hustler, they get it. So they trust me right away, and they had a question about pornography. That's the thing. Like even with Afghan, they want to know. So
there's people ask me like how your comedy translates to other countries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if I did political stuff in America, that wouldn't translate. But if you do a blowjob joke, it's
everybody
universal.
understands.
They all know what it's like to have a woman have her dick in her mouth. That just it translates.
They always understand sex and violence, especially in Afghanistan. So one of the guard at the
prison?
Panjshir prison, he spoke a little bit English. He was kind of walking me around before I saw Kim's client, and there's gardening and things like that. So inside of the prison, open area, garden, there's another fence, and there's a bunch of guys behind the fence, and they wave. And of course, somebody wave, you're being friendly without... And he just said, "Oh, you just wave at a bunch of Taliban kids, and they're cutting their hair and whatnot." And he told them, like, I'm visiting American, working porn. And one of them asked me, "Oh, do you know Sasha Grey?" That's how small. This is like 2012. So porn and anything to do with like Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger movies, you can make a connection, But anything outside of that, if you say Jew, they don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's funny how when you that you would think they hate. It's like that's what they don't. If they don't have a group there, they don't hate them. You have to have them there to hate them.
Yeah.
Nobody hates black people on like Iceland. They're like.
Well, most young people join Taliban most likely for work. They're not ideologue really. People need a job.
That's just where the jobs are.
Yeah. In fact, when my friend took me to picnic. I don't remember their names, but we went picnic like a couple hours away from Kabul, and I met a guy. He was saying basically, I think he's a cop, and his brother work as a Taliban, and they're in the same house. Yeah. So a lot of them, it's not ideologue. It's a job, and as long as you're respectful and bring religion, politics, a lot of times they're like any other people. The food is delicious. I can't tell you the kind of food they have, but a lot of rice.
Yeah, what was it? What was the food? I got to ask you about the food and the bathrooms.
Oh yeah. What was I can't remember. You're not supposed to shake. You're not supposed to shake with a certain kind of hand because you use one hand to wipe your ass.
Oh yeah.
And
because do you eat the food like this? Is it like one of those?
Yeah.
You pick it up with your fingers and like. moving into your hand.
That's right. And you don't show the bottom of your feet.
Oh wow, that's right.
That's why they threw shoes at Bush, because it's like an ultimate insult handle.
Dude, it's so funny to me when insults don't translate.
Yeah.
Like if a super Christian was like, it's like you'll never have kids. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like, I got you. I'm like, no, I don't want them. And they don't understand. They just, it's like they're and then you insult them back like you're gonna fucking live your life for some dumb church and die someday. And they're like, right, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of the feet. That guy, I'm sure, was like, ha, I fucking threw a shoe at this motherfucker. It's the worst you can do. And they're like, missed.
And I'm sure you've seen a bunch of Muslim guys holding hands across the street. That's a very common thing there, which was bizarre to me.
Because they're all homosexuals.
They could be homosexual, but
they're not. I'm joking.
It's like a common thing, right? And what was that?
Notes? Nice, buddy. Way to prepare.
Oh, okay. So sex is like...
Did you fuck there?
No, I didn't do anything like... I mean, I think I could have maybe with expats. Once again, it's really weird for men and women to live together, premarital sex. You're not supposed to do that. But wink, wink, behind closed doors, that stuff goes on, obviously. But the one that I always trap out is... how we talk about, we're in Afghanistan, promote democracy, we're protecting women and young girls, which is great. But sometimes we don't talk about things like bacha bazi. You know what that is? Bacha means boys. It's a tea ceremony. And after these boys serve tea, a lot of these guys fuck these boys between 12 to 17, 18 years old. This was frowned upon by Taliban, but once American occupation and Western occupations, they brought it back, I guess. And
because Taliban, there's nobody's going to enforce not doing it, so they just started fucking these boys. I got to get there. Oh, that's like that scene in Pulp Fiction. He goes, "Oh, I'm going. That's it."
Yeah, because my background sex, I always want to know. Like everyone have sex. And there's always taboo. How did they hide it? How did they go around doing shit? Because I know it's going on.
You should do a show for international fuck travel.
I did Parts Unknown with Anthony Bourdain.
You did it?
First season, episode 2. I was on like a minute, but I told him, Mr. Bourdain, I wasn't...
What?
I told him, like, I'm going to be the Anthony Bourdain of sex. He laughed, but I kind of did that for the last 12 years. Like, everyone fucks. I don't care what people say. But do you know how my crude history of Taliban was created?
You were on with David Cho? What? How was it invented? Created?
Down in South, in a place called Kandahar, there was a very important guy named Mullah Omar. I think he died a while ago, but he got very upset because a couple of these warlords down there was raping teenage girls. So he got, I apologize if I don't have this right, but this is the way I remember. He got a group of students, a small militia, and killed these guys. And I think Pashtun, the word for students, Talib, hence the word Taliban. So sexual violation, Mullah Omar went out to kill these people. And this tea ceremony where young boys are getting raped, he stopped that too. So I'm not a fan of Taliban, but sometimes people forget these things that rich and powerful do, they're getting away with it. He was outraged by it. This is not the right thing to do. So he stopped these practices. So when the American occupation was returned, they want to work with local populace to deal with Taliban. So they're blind eye to these kind of things, which is wrong.
This is what they talk about, these like power vacuums. Like you take away a guy, but it's like, but he was actually enforcing the law. Or like these like cartels.
Yes.
But they're also running the schools.
Yes.
So you get rid of them, but it's like no one else was doing the necessary work. The bad stuff is bad stuff, but like the necessary work, someone's got to get to that. Stopping people from raping 12-year-olds is
MS-13 started in Los Angeles because they're getting attacked by Mexican mafia. All kinds of terrible things are happening for certain ethnic groups in Japan. So Yakuza was there to provide help for them. They were killing Korean people. A major earthquake in late 1920s. Only group of people who were protecting Koreans and Taiwanese and Chinese were Yakuza. Police were kind of blind eye to that stuff. So whenever they say some groups are bad, yes, they're bad, but weirdly they do some good too. So like you gotta look at the big picture, you know.
Yeah.
And as much as people hate Taliban, they're running the country now. So if you want to get anything done, you have to deal with unpleasant people.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
my friend Oliver runs an organization called Skate Stand, providing skateboarding for young kids. They have to work with Taliban, you know, and because they couldn't find anywhere in Quran to prohibit skateboarding, and it was one of the few things they were
They
providing.
thought about like we want to prohibit. We start with the assumption to prohibit,
Yeah.
and then let's see if we're
they couldn't
allowed.
find anything there, so
Wow.
they provide skateboarding for kids. They provide education for girls, which is very difficult now. So I think whenever you're living in comfort of West Hollywood and saying this group of people are racist, this and that, it's easy for you to say that because you don't live in those places. But if you live in this environment, if you want to make any difference, you always have to deal with unpleasant people.
It's also
That's
like,
where
yeah,
some good are done,
Mhm.
you know?
You need context too. I heard a story about a high level comic who doesn't tip valet drivers,
Yes.
and I was like, "Where'd you hear that?" It's a guy. No. So I'm like, where'd you hear? They're like, well, it said the Comedy Store doesn't tip the
Yeah.
guys. I'm like, oh, you're not getting the whole story.
Yes.
We're supposed to just park our cars there.
Yes.
And we used to just do it for free. You just pull over, park,
Yeah.
and then go in and then leave. And now it's like, it's so packed there. So many people showing up at 3 rooms running at all times.
Yeah.
That it's like, now they have to like, let me rearrange your car. Let me do it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, well, I should give you $20 when I'm only making $25.
Yeah.
And also you're burying my car. It's just like, he came from a time where we were the door guys. We
Yes.
didn't expect to get, when we worked a lot, I wasn't getting tipped. Rogan would tip $100 to watch his fucking classic car.
Yeah.
But he was the outlier. And so it's like, you need some context to be like, you can't
Yes.
just say he did this. Like, we did this in what environment?
You have to have nuance, and the more
Yeah.
you travel, you learn that. And don't go there expecting American treatment. What considered clean is different from us.
Right.
And did I have a diarrhea and then problems? Sure, sometimes that has happened. But
Yeah.
these are the experiences I live for. You know, I like sometimes when I show up and I had a reservation in a hotel in Berlin, first time traveling, and that place is shut down. A lot of people panic, but I kind of like them because it gives me opportunity to like, okay, what do I do now? Don't panic. These are actually opportunity to have a fun stories. And I think that's what I relish. And I think I'm so pleasantly surprised because you are 1% of all the comedians, good attitude, traveling places. You go everywhere. And you are a good representative of representing America because we need people like you, you know.
Thanks.
And I don't
Yeah,
think
it
that-
is. It's like stuff goes wrong, and you're like, "Oh, this is terrible." It's like, well, is it terrible? It's just a change of plans.
Yes.
Because they're like, I was supposed to go to this city that I've never heard of until 2 days ago,
Yeah.
and now the bus is closed. I'm like, well, you didn't know that city existed literally a week ago, so go to some other city you haven't heard of.
It's
Like, what's the difference? Relax.
You'll have other opportunity. And because I think I was traveling, I think you told me your dad was from this part of this country,
Romania.
Romania. So I changed the plan. I went there, and then I learned like, oh, I didn't know they were killing Jews and things like that.
Yash.
So it's an opportunity for me to go someplace I never really thought about. Changed the plan. I went there. It was a funny story. I went to the area where all the Jews are buried. I went there. I had to deal with this guy because there was a guy standing around always like harassing people about money. Like he'll let you sneak into the cemetery. I got a bunch of dirt into a kimchi jar.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
sent
yeah.
it to you. But it was nice. Like
Yeah, dude, I
I
get
would
it
have
to my
never
dad.
gone there if it wasn't for you telling me to
It's-
go there.
It was a reason to like, I'll check it out. It's
I'll
not
check
a
it out.
tourist stop. Yoshi or whatever.
Yeah,
Romania. It's
yeah,
not,
that's
it's not,
right,
It's not
that's
a
right.
tourist stop, but it's not a tourist. It's still foreign.
yeah. And
Rolf talks about this in Morocco. He had a story where he went to Chef Shawan with this major like the blue market. It's just
Yeah.
beautiful, whatever. So he got off the plane in like a main city, and he goes, "Take me to Chefchaouen." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "No, he said it wrong. Instead of Chefchaouen, he said Chefchaouen,
Yeah.
which is another city." So they're like, "All right." They don't know. They're like, "Here's," and they let him out, and he's kind of walking around this tiny market, and he's like, "What?" And he looked at his map. He goes, "I'm in the wrong fucking town. I went 30 minutes that way instead of 30 minutes that way." But he goes, "So now I'm around no tourists.
Yes.
In a super authentic market.
yes.
And he goes, it was a time of my fucking life. Because no one was catering to me. No one was like inauthentic. It was just the real shit." And he goes, it wasn't as grand as a Chefchaouen market, but it was super cool.
And those are the opportunities, right? Like something always interesting happened. Like when I was in Israel recently, everyone kind of abrupt, not rude, abrupt. And I was kind of confused where to go. But there was a lady that helped me, and she just found out when it was my first time visiting. She was very kind. She said, welcome to Israel. Enjoy your trip. I relish things like that because it makes me happy whenever I see experience like that, you know.
Yeah.
And when I went to your thing, Dad, every city I go to, do they have a red light district? What's the prostitution situation? Is there serial killer stuff, terrorism, things like that? And I had a really cheap hooker thing. It was worth it. I mean, you just find out right away. If that's the kind of stuff you're looking for, you'll find it right away. What I call the dick, pussy, and asshole of each city. I don't care. I want to see the dark side. I'm not interested in the nice part at all.
Yeah.
That's easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's like, all right, cool. But also you got to be willing to have some non-luxuries, some discomfort.
Yeah. Sometimes they try to rip up. I almost got mugged in Athens. They tried to pickpocket me multiple times. Places like in Istanbul, they're trying to shortchange me you think I'm going to be like a typical Asian that complain? I just slammed the fucking window for a long time until a dozen people saw he finally paid me back. Yeah, I'm not afraid of making scenes.
I was with Rogan in Rio for UFC.
Yeah.
And they were like, I told you, they told everybody like, hey, be careful of whatever. They told all the UFC people, be careful, it's kidnappings here. And then John Jones is like, they go, don't go anywhere near the favelas, the ghetto. And John Jones went to a party in the favelas.
I went too.
He was like, "Fuck it, what are you talking about?" But the risk goes up, but like not insurmountable. But
go with handler.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we asked this guy who's a driver / bodyguard. We're like, "Is it dangerous to walk around?" And he goes, "Oh, you guys are too like this was 10, 12 years ago. You're too like younger guys. They're not looking for a fight. They're looking for free money." So if you were a 70-year-old man alone, yeah, they'll rob him. But you guys are gonna fight back. They don't want that.
And if you have a little bit of swagger and walking right, looking straight, not confused, no, they're not.
Yeah, right.
It's too much of a headache, you know.
Yeah. So let's go back to Kabul a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a cigarette. Do you mind?
You want to take a break?
No, I don't want to take a break. I'm just gonna get one.
Oh, okay, yeah, smoke. It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. So let's talk about the bathrooms.
What?
The bathrooms. The restrooms.
Okay.
What?
It's like an Asian bathroom. You kind of, at least that's the way I remember. Or a lot of time, maybe just a hole. There's a water thing, pressurized if you want to clean your ass.
The bum gun?
Yeah, they had those, and it's pretty minimum.
What do you mean? It's minimum. What's minimum?
I mean, just toilet paper, Dad.
They have toilet paper?
It's just a hole in the ground mostly, and if you have one of those gun with water, toilet paper.
Here it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
So that's kind of the toilet. But so you sit, or is it a?
Those, or sometimes they're a hole. I think the second time I went, I was leaving Dubai, and during Ramadan, if I remember, and I was at Terminal 4, which they call the Terror Terminal in Dubai, because that's the terminal. You go all the horrible places in the world, like Pakistan, North Korea, Afghanistan, places like that. And man, it was so disgusting because they do this thing where they put their thumb in the nose, they squirt their snot out. They're washing their feet at the regular faucet or whatever. So they were doing that.
Ugh.
And
But they don't think it's weird.
It's a little weird for me to see that,
For you, yeah.
but I'm not going to complain. And
You can't complain about another culture because you're like, is this guy being rude, or is this just what everyone does?
That's right.
You need more data points.
I mean, look, it doesn't bother me, but you know how many times I've been to the country, they call me Jackie Chan, or they do this kind of stuff, make fun of me. I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
So
We had in Cambodia, I was sitting at some beach, and Cambodia. Yeah. And some lady was bitching about, she was like, I want to talk to the manager, some white lady.
Yeah.
She goes, this waiter hasn't come back to give us our check. We've been sitting there for 45 minutes just waiting. And then I've already been to Southeast Asia for 2 months at this point. So I wanted to tell her, I didn't interrupt, but I wanted to be like, hey, just so you know, the culture here is they wait for you to ask.
yes,
Because you've
I
already
think Paris is similar
Yeah,
too.
you bought your meal, you get the table.
Yeah.
Let us know when you're done. But we're not going to bug you. We're not going to be that, at a regular restaurant here, like, you guys done? Like, no, wait a minute, man. I still have food on my plate.
Yes.
They're the polar opposite. So she thought it was rude. She said it was racism. In reality, she just didn't know the culture.
Yes.
It's just how it's done. And actually far nicer to me. Leave me alone. Let me sit here. I might nibble.
I think you need to, before racism, whatever, sexism and stuff, you need to pause for a second. Like, is this considered rude here? They really need to do that, because I think we're obsessed with race in this country, so we take that mentality to other country, and they don't even think about you. In Paris, they don't bring your check because they want you to eat the meal, but have a nice conversation, relax. Whereas other cultures, as soon as they put the food, they put the cup with a check already. It's kind of rude to me, but I have to get used to that, you know? So bathroom stuff is pretty minimal in Afghanistan.
Damn. That would be a thing. Seeing somebody wash their feet in a sink, you'd be like, what the fuck? You're like, nope. That's allowed.
Cleanliness is important, but that's kind of fucking weird. But
were the women wearing hijabs and stuff?
Oh yes, they're covered completely.
And do the whites of Kabul, the NGOs, the
Okay, so I think the Westerners get a little bit of pass because you're not supposed to. Well, I've seen plenty of women showing their hair. I guess they get a little bit of pass. Saad's mother and dad, because first time when I went, Saad wasn't there, so I was staying with his parents, and I watched soap opera with Saad's mom, and these are from Colombia and Turkey and things like that. What's so great about these shows, it gives women hope, because they're thinking like, women are allowed to drive, they could dress like that. It gives like, those soap opera shows become aspirational for women, right?
Oh, yeah. But like,
showing titties and having jobs, telling people to fuck off and things like that. These are wonderful. Saad's great because they're giving hope.
A version of what you could be.
Could be the country that they could have, because Saad's dad after dinner was showing me pictures from 50s and 60s in Kabul. It looked like Paris. Afghanistan was like the Paris of Asia.
Wow.
They would show women in miniskirt. They would have a fancy dress, bars and alcohol. It was a very sophisticated place. There was time when if you're an English person, you could literally drive a vehicle from London, ferry across Europe, go Iran and Afghanistan, go all the way to Vladivostok to Japan. You could do that. The world was a lot more open back then, you know? So he was showing me, I was stunned. Like, I didn't know you could wear mini skirts. Like, yeah, it's so quickly you could lose everything. To wear the clothes you want, to go to college that you want to go, you know, because under Soviet occupation, this is my understanding. What happened was after they overthrew the king
of
Afghanistan,
okay.
I think what the Afghan government did, they were playing. Do you know the movie Yojimbo?
What is it?
Yojimbo, Miss Bodyguard, Kurosawa movie where main character was playing around with two houses in this village fighting each other. He would go one side and kill the other side. He go the other side to kill other side. It was a metaphor like Japan taking no part between the battle between Russia and Americans. I think Afghanistan did the similar thing where they were taking money from America, but they were getting military expertise from Russia. The problem was when you brought Russians over in Afghanistan, they brought communism too and Marxism. So eventually, many of the officers and leaders were I don't want to make it, to me, brainwashed by Marxism. They brought this mentality, and eventually they overthrew the government, brought a lot of the Russian thinking to.
Because they were raised with it.
Yeah, so there was like, because you know, Marxism hate families because it's one thing that they have a hard time breaking down. They're bringing Marxist ideology, and one thing that prevents anybody from believing that is family. That's why anything related to social policy like transgender stuff, they want to break the family because that's one thing we'll never buy into any of the ideology, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah, right.
The family stuff, you know, Afghans are big on families and shit like that, you know. I don't even know why.
But your experience wasn't really like locals. Your experience was the foreigners, was expats.
Expats, but I talk to a lot of the locals when they were traveling outside Kabul, you know.
But to me, that's not a negative there because it was an expat city at that point, right?
Overrun.
Yeah. So then, like, this was this occupation city. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't exist anymore like that. What you told me about as soon as America pulled out, Taliban went from like we got like a 20-mile safe zone from Kabul to like Kabul's gone. We got to leave.
Yes.
They told us, so we all got to get out. So that version of it, like makeshift bars and like makeshift American restaurants, like done. That's done.
They're gone. I mean, maybe they're bringing back because I think like the skates that Oliver that was talking about, they still have to pretend like somewhat rule of law. So even though Oliver told me that Taliban people want to take over the building that he's control, they can't just take it. They have to still pretend like there's some rule of law because they still want foreign money to enter Afghanistan. So you know what I mean? There's still foreigners there, but it's a very complicated situation, isn't it? Like they need expertise. Because I heard
too, it's like, do you know how to build this bridge? I know you're not from here. So somebody said too, like early on, they were like, Taliban took over, like make sure they took the law, like respect us, and they're like, well, we all got to exist. So my buddy Julio went to Afghanistan and Syria, and it's just all the time these women walk around without burqas. And he goes,
what is she
I think
like?
you have to do burqas, and they go, yeah, you're supposed to, but in the big cities, we're pretty liberal.
They'll cover, and I think
no, they said in the big cities it's half burqas, half just open hair, because it's like a liberal part of Afghanistan or Syria or wherever. And it's like in the villages, it's much more like rednecky, just like here.
Yes.
Our villages are much more Trumpy, and our cities are much more
well,
Biden-y.
like the lawyer I was talking to, Kimberly, she didn't cover her hair at all.
She was
and
like,
she'll cuss people out, and they got kind of used to her, you know, and being a lawyer, and she knows everyone. But I was nervous when we got pulled over and she was yelling at the
You're like,
police.
It's not worth it.
And eventually he just raised his hand and would just let us go. But I don't think I could do that because I don't have any sort of like a clout there, you know.
Also, she probably knows how far they're going to go, and you don't.
So yeah, the foreigners are there.
Who'd you eat with?
Sometimes with the drivers and the people that I'm staying with.
Did you have any like really epic meals? Epic, like not. I'm talking about the food as much as the company.
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know any of the names, but I ate everything. They're all delicious, you know. There's a lot of rice and like meat and, you know.
How do they eat? Is it the same like 3-course meal? Is it like just a big buffet? Is it like a lot of dips?
First couple of times it's like a huge kind of banquet thing, but eventually like the house servant like you don't have to make me. Can you just give me the rice and the meat stuff? And they were always ready for you in the morning, and the hospitality is incredible. As soon as I come back from that, being out all day. They'll fix the place. I think the second time I was there, Moby through Saad, they brought soccer back. That was incredible.
What do you mean? What?
They brought the soccer league. They was banned under Taliban. So that
you couldn't watch soccer?
Well, they didn't even have a teams anymore under Taliban.
They couldn't play?
I think after they banned like soccer and cricket and things. No, I don't think they banned cricket. That'd be insane. When they banned other major sport, it's a religion like India and Pakistan.
All right. Yeah.
But after they banned like soccer, I think they were using stadium to execute people and things like that. That became like a national sport.
A lot of good seats.
They have dog fighting. They have a bird fighting, cricket fighting. They literally
bird fighting.
Yeah, they had like
cocks.
Quails. I think they made the quails fight each other. They had a certain kind of bugs, and I mean, it's bad, but like I was more interested, like what's the over and under, the gambling kind of thing. It was kind of interesting, but they had dogs fighting each other. Yeah,
I saw one dog fight in New Orleans, just like a makeshift one. Yeah, unsettling for sure, unsettling. I was just there, and then we like heard a ruck, and we saw people like it was like kind of like a pit, and then went over there, and we're like, what the fuck? It was out right by the river, but like
this got to be kind of like a down low, right?
But it was outdoors. But I saw cockfights in
I've seen that too
in East Timor, and I saw Thai kickboxing. These aren't animal fights, but I'm just talking about the gambling. Thai kickboxing in Chiang Mai, and the gambling, I'm like, this needs work, because you're just going, who do you want to bet on?
Yes.
You or me? And it's like, no, I need odds. You're getting a fucking rooster that's 3 times as big as that rooster, and you want to just take even odds? Or fucking some Thai kickboxer was like this, whereas a tiny kid is like, no, you gotta give me 2 to 1. And even no, I'm like, yeah, I want the big guy. Like, oh, I want the big guy. I'm like, I know we both want the big guy, so make a fucking line.
I don't remember. I think I bet a couple of times, but they would. Why were they doing? They would sometimes put the animals like headbutts and make them angry.
Go like that at each other. Yeah.
And they were around, and we walked around. I knew a guy named Nando. He passed away. He died oddly enough in Switzerland, taking a bunch of people in the Swiss Alps. But he was walking around in Afghanistan white guy
Yeah.
from Spain or something. That guy was crazy. He would hitchhike across Afghanistan and didn't give a fuck.
And he was okay.
Yeah, he never had a fear. Like, if you get pulled over, he'll bribe them or whatnot. So, there's a different level of risk taking, but I'm not.
But
like
what
that.
a different version of the world than I've received. Because from my understanding of Afghanistan,
Yeah.
you'd maybe last a day before they killed you and took all your stuff. The idea that you could hitchhike across Afghanistan as a non-Afghani
Yeah.
is retarded. Like that couldn't be. But
Things
you're telling me it is.
Things happen, but I heard like a busload of Korean Christian got killed or something. You have to have a handler. Things do happen, but more often than not, kindness was everywhere.
Kindness.
And you show respect, even if you don't know the religion. I don't know anything about it, but respect goes pretty far everywhere in the world. And
Also, it's not that hard to be not disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's like a basic level, like, there's some old ladies behind you, like, hold the door open. You don't think, like, I'm going to be respectful here. You just do it and you don't even remember.
And kids will run up because they've never seen
A yellow.
Or if speaking English, or I had a bunch of like stickers from one of the podcasts I had. I should give it away to kids, and little kindness will go pretty far over there. I gotta say I don't think I was ever fearful except for when we got pulled over by a cop.
Yeah.
Other than that, I fell into a sewer. The roads are not great.
What?
So if you're not paying attention, there was but this hole, I was looking around, I literally had a shit all the way here, and I have to apologize to everyone, and I have to get a ride.
Oh.
Yeah, stuff like that. You just got to worry about.
Just walking and you walked into a sewer hole?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention because a lot of times you have to walk. There's like a small canal to each home. A couple lumber of sticks will help you across the house. We'll walk around. I literally fell into a sewer, and it's black, and I hit this way, and I had to apologize to the driver, and everybody have to stay away from me. So that was a hassle. we had to worry about a bunch of dogs. That was another headache.
One time I was in Vietnam, in southern Vietnam.
Yeah.
And there was this hike where you go up this mountain and see into Cambodia, I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I might be getting this wrong. Let's see if I'm getting it right. Cambodia, Vietnam. Yep. Chodok down here, and this is a mountain towards the border. You can see way into it. Anyway, so I was like, this driver let me off. I'm like, I'm gonna go up.
Yeah.
Be back here in 3 hours after sunset. I'm gonna come, whatever. And he decided to come meet me.
Yeah.
So halfway up the mountain, he stopped, and I was holding a stick, and he was like, let's drive. And I was like, okay, cool. I put the stick down, and he's like, well, what's the stick for? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, for the dogs. And I'm like, yeah, I'm scared. And he's like laughing because he's like, yeah, man, some of them are just fucking brutal up here.
Did you go killing fields?
Yeah, we did a little recreation. It was a lot of fun. They give you this like fake baby and you could smash it against a fucking rock and then you get a little prize. Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay.
To the killing fields are nuts. They tell you that they were saving bullets. They use these palm leaves that had jagged edges and they're like, let's just slice their throats with those. Because why waste a bullet? We'll need this for actual combat.
Sorry, man. I'm not doing a good job remembering, but you had a bunch of other questions, Kabul. Did I answer?
The liquor, getting the liquor. What you told me is, and now expound on it, is they're like, can I bring you anything when I come?
Yeah.
And they're like, if you can bring us 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, that means we can have a bar for a month.
Yeah, I was a little worried. Like, are they going to check? But as soon as crossed the border, they didn't really check my stuff at all.
You told me they just couldn't get it there, but if they had it, with the expats, like you guys can have your bar.
The major hotels they got them. Once again, you gotta be discreet. Obviously, you shouldn't walk around drunk in the streets and things like that. But I think as long as you respect local customs, you'll be fine. Even being gay, just don't kiss in public and stuff like that.
Right.
You could hold hands because everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
But other than that. I
Wow,
really
good
can't
point.
think anything else. If you watch the news, like I'm sure I already know the answer, but did you ever see people burning U.S. flags in the Middle East?
Burning any?
Yeah.
No.
every time you see news about Middle East, you think that's going up 24/7. And I've never seen it. I've been going for 20
They don't have
years.
enough money to just buy flags to burn.
Yeah.
They're just like, can I have water?
So
That's a good point.
things happen. I think sometimes I wish, like Wicked Travel was really good and travel book, but a lot of times it's almost written for like white men traveling. I wish they would have a section where, well, what's it like for a gay person or women traveling? That could be more useful.
I remember asking I actually never put out the podcast, but like it was just a bunch of different travelers, and that Swedish lady that I told you went to Iran, and I was like, were you worried? She goes, no, there's a couple places we had to cover your hair, but she goes, the other places you don't have to cover your hair, and she goes, it was mostly just great hiking.
Yeah.
And because she wasn't American, she didn't have to have a chaperone with her.
Yeah.
She was just allowed to go wherever she wanted, and it's just, she's like, it's not the version that they're giving you. It's just not that. And if you talk to anyone, my brother worked in Luxembourg for a couple of years, and so it was people from all over. It's this tiny place. They have people from France and people from Belgium, people from Germany and Sweden, and they're like, "Oh, you're American." They're like, "How many guns do you have?"
Yes.
And he goes, "I don't have any guns." Like, come on, you have guns. And he goes, "I know, I don't have any guns." They're like, "Wow, what?" He goes, "All right, but that's your." Do they look at you like you're weak because you don't have any guns? And they're like, "No." He goes, "They're like, but most people have guns." And he goes, "No, most people don't have guns."
Yes.
And they're like, now you're clearly lying. Of course, most of you guys have guns. And he goes, I'm telling you, most of us don't have guns. And they like wouldn't believe him because the story they got is this Wild West. There's school shootings every day. Everyone's just firing at everybody. But it's just not the reality.
I've never seen school shooting. It does happen. But yeah, like, I think we were talking before, like there was an attack with DC Sniper and my aunt was concerned.
Yeah.
And I told her, no, I live in Washington State. It's not D.C. They don't know the difference. And if there's an incident in New York City, like it's such a large, I was in Israel recently, 2 miles away from Gaza. I didn't notice anything. There's no danger.
Wow. Yeah.
Does it happen? Of course, but
we're not talking about if it doesn't happen. We're talking about if it realistically happens.
Yeah.
If you have to actually worry about it.
And I actively look for those places, and still things doesn't happen.
Yeah, I was on Rogan's podcast with Norman and Shane, and Norman said something. We were talking about the subway, and Rogan he has this version of New York that's this battleground all the time. And Norman was like, "Yeah, I took the subway over there." And Norman's like, "You took the subway?" And Norman's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Why?" And Norman's like, "It's faster." And he goes, "But you're not worried about?" He goes, "Oh, dude, no one I know has ever seen anyone get pushed in front of the subway. It's."
My friends and relatives in Asia, they think during COVID, was there attack by black people and Asians? Did that happen? Yes. But it's kind of exaggerated because the rate, it does happen, but let's be honest, black people committing crime more than other black people too, and it's so small. So like, I went to those places, nothing happened.
You know what it is? I saw it's like reported hate crimes are up this percentage. I'm like, but no one sees that word reported.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about how it's all awful for us all the time,
yeah,
and you see something like what we said before, where it's like this guy was racist against me for not giving my check right away. Because well, you're looking for that. If you're not looking for it, you're like, God, this waiter's slow. You don't think to look. So they're all thinking, oh, they must hate Asians now because of COVID. So any rude situation, they're like racist.
They say they hate me because I'm Asian. They hate me because I'm gay.
No.
They hate you because you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you're a cunt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they hate you.
They hate you because it just reconfirms.
Oh, how great it is to write everything off as racism and not have to do any work on yourself.
Yes.
Even that fucking attack on the spa. Yeah. They're like, they kill us Asians. I'm like, and 3 white ladies. Like, we're not going to talk about those. We're just talking about the Asians. I'm like, you sure it wasn't just a hooker angry thing?
Because I have black friends and they say like they hate black people, whatever. But I think more often than not, when black people are in Asia, they're fascinated by the black skin, how clear their skins are, their hair, because they stare because they've never seen a black person,
Right. That's
it's not like a racism,
It's just like, that's weird. A 7'2" person. People are going like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, every black person, the NBA players.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I hope you go because, Ari, when you did that...
so you think it's safe again?
You
think it's safe again?
Yeah,
What I was going to say is, so I asked this lady when I was talking to her, I was like, is it safe? And then I'm like, how is it for a woman? Like a solo woman traveler. I was like, have you ever... She goes, you have to look up a little more.
Yeah.
So she goes, I don't drink at night.
Yes.
Because that's when you get into trouble. So I drink daytimes or when I'm already at my hostel.
Yes.
If they have a bar, I'll drink there. But like... you drink and walk the streets. You up the odds, and so you just don't. She goes, one time I got robbed in wherever, but she goes, it wasn't because I was a woman. It was because I was alone down an alley, and they didn't woman rob me. They just stole my wallet.
I have to say, Pornhub have a huge influence what they think about white women in particular, and I think, I don't want to stereotype, but places like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and places like that, I noticed that a lot of the Muslim countries too, my impression is they just assume every blonde women are easy and they're ready to fuck, and they're interested in sex with everyone. And I think I hate seeing that kind of shit. Like,
if that's their only, if Pornhub is your only version of Americans, you think they're all
like
slutty,
that.
when in the reality is only like 70% are.
Like Laura Logan, very famous reporter, she was sexually assaulted during the Arab uprising in Cairo, and I think it's a combination of things, right? Like, I think if you don't have a job, you don't have money. If you don't have money, you don't have an apartment. If you don't have an apartment, you can't have sex with somebody and if you don't have money, you can't get married. So you have this young man, they're frustrated because they don't have a future, and it's terrible what happened to her, but these things does happen. You just got to do your homework, but during crisis, be careful. But most of the time, just be smart about it,
But you don't think it's a problem like where they would go after you for being American?
Well, how could they just tell a white person? They can't, really.
I mean, they assume you're not from there.
Yeah.
So are they going to be like, let's get this outsider? Look, like we said, there's crime in America, but they're not going to attack you because you're American.
No.
Or even white. It's because it's like, well, you're a target. So is the crime there? Would they be more likely to look at you if like, oh, this guy's American, I hate him? Or not really? I thought in China they must hate us because of, Vietnam, because of the Vietnam War. And they're like, we hate Chinese.
They Chinese.
Yeah, they're like, American.
You're 100% correct.
What you guys did, but that was in the fucking 70s or 60s. We don't care about you
when
now.
they say Asian hate, you know who hate Asian people? Asian people.
Bro, no one hates Chinese like Chinese. I've never seen just the outward, like, fuck the Hong Kong people hating Chinese, where they don't even like look both ways before they say some horrible shit. They just say it.
Chinese, the Hong Kong people, the way I describe them, it's kind of like you have a PC computer with a Apple operating system. So they look like Chinese, but their mind is Western.
British, yeah.
They want free speech, rule of law, prevent corruption, things like that.
You know, Hard M?
Yes.
The Hard M? Mainlander?
Yes.
Yeah, but they say it with such spite, like fucking Mainlander. It's like, damn, that's a Hard M.
Even Patrice, who hated Asian people, and believe me, last time I saw him, he was telling me how much he doesn't like Asian people.
How's he doing? I haven't seen him in fucking forever. Seems like you get him on the podcast, yeah.
But even he said that the Americanized Asians in San Francisco, they're cool people,
right?
And I think that rudeness.
It's the culture more than the country. Or it's the country you hate, not the.
When you have a country with 1 billion people, the line's so long, you have to cut to, save time. I hope that Chinese eventually, after they travel more, they would adjust their behaviors.
But they travel in a way that like they go get their picture, go back to their cheap hotel, and then go to the next place. Go acquire their picture, get the next place.
Yes,
they're not looking to meet anybody.
They couldn't possibly tell you why this particular painting is important. They just want to take a picture because that's what rich people do. They want to go to a certain restaurant, not because they're foodies or things like that. It's like very crude, rich people.
So let's wrap this up in Afghanistan. Let's go back here and wrap this up. So you were there for how long? Was there anything else you wanted to tell me about it?
I hope you go because after you did, what's the party you did with, what's his name from Canada? Sorry. Canadian comic that you were saying that anti-Semitism is a little bit exaggerated.
Howie Mandel.
Dude, after that, I had so many of my Muslim friends contacting me, like how great you are. They want to provide hospitality. I have a friend, Haitham, who will love to have you in Yemen. Saad will take care of you in both Afghanistan and Uzbekistan. Yemen. They will want you to go because I think I'm so proud of you because you went from amazing racist to somebody who could bring understanding to the world, like Anthony
jokes.
Bourdain.
Yeah.
You know, and they said, like, do you know this guy Ari? Like, it was so crazy. Like, yeah, I've known him for 20 years. They want you to go because, and they're educated.
It's funny how much pushback I get from that too. It's pushback and people going, "Thank you for saying it." It's all I'm saying is this shit's not that bad. It's crazy that it is revolutionary now to say things are pretty good.
Yeah, you know how many Muslims said they didn't like what happened to Jewish people in October 7th, you know? And I have many Jewish friends who doesn't like what happened to Palestinian too. And it was really nice for them to hear what you have to say because I think this powerful, rich people that live in the States, they live in their own community. They think it's like 1941 Germany or something.
I think what's happening too is social media, which everybody's
exaggerating.
on, and not only exaggerating, it's going to show all the Jews, no Muslims saying that's wrong. It's not going to even show you. They're saying that, and we're like, well, we're not going to present that to you.
Yeah.
And for the Arabs, they're not going to show any Arab going, hey, that was too far, or any Jew going, hey guys, easy on the fucking Palestinian murders.
Yes.
They're not going to say that. So they're just like, none of these Jews care. It's like, well, you're being given a fake version of reality, and it's making everybody hate everybody, and it's just like, close this and go outside, and everyone's pretty cool.
Doesn't it seem like the leaders of Hamas and the leadership of the Israeli government, they kind of need each other?
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Creating problem because
ISIS
it
needs
put
America,
them both in
and
position of
America
power.
needs ISIS.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how do we get all these, unless we have a threat out there, a boogeyman, which they both use ISIS will use us as their boogeyman, and we'll use their. Without that, I can't get funding to keep power. I think Hamas was like, let's go extra harsh so Israel won't stop so we can stay in power.
I might be wrong, but during the negotiation, even before fall, there was a talk between the Taliban leaders in the West and American and in Doha. And it was kind of funny hearing they were going back and forth. And during lunch, when they go into the hotel elevators, and there's all these women in bikinis, and they're just standing in a room with the Taliban representative and then an American counterpart looking at these girls in bikini and things like that, you know.
And they're both like, nice.
And I think there's plenty of leadership on both sides. They make a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, they make money to keep the conflict going. And also the Zuckerbergs is another leader that's also like, I make money if the people are fighting.
Yes.
He has his own country. You know, Facebook, Instagram, that whole corporate and Meta corporation, that's a country. They exist outside of any sort of nationality. So he makes his money, his tourism is anger.
That get more attention. But when I went to Israel recently, in May, I just saw Jews and Muslims getting along. I mean, they just tolerate each other because they still have to work. They have restaurants. Jews eat their food. Muslims eat the Jewish service.
God, in Yaffo, everybody eats the same shit.
And
you see this?
Where's this?
I don't know, Kabul. Was there a river that runs through it?
It doesn't look that clean when I was there last time.
It might have been photoshopped. The green is way too green. Was there a lot of pollution?
Oh God, yeah. When I was there, yeah. And
what, do people just throw their trash out, or is it like what?
They're burning stuff because that's the cheapest form of keeping yourself warm in the winter.
Does it snow there? It gets cold in the winter?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't think I ever was during
and hot.
I was never there during the winter time.
It gets, how hot does it get in the summer?
Ooh, I'm not really good with the
super humid. I'm saying, were you like, is it oppressively hot or just like fine?
It can be warm, yeah. The last time I was there in 2019, they blew up the building across from our apartment.
Oh, that's nice.
I know this is a terrible thing to say, but I was kind of happy because it's not good news for the people that got killed, but it's good news for me because they're not going to bomb the same area again twice right away. So I'm safe, you know.
That's like when you see a cop pulling somebody over and like, I can speed now.
Sometimes when you try to avoid one danger, you put yourself in bigger danger. So you really have to sit down, be calm, kind of like don't go crazy. Like you have to do some little statistics, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful place. People are wonderful. I'll go back. I want to go back. Miss my friends there. and I would like to go other places. But I'm curious, what is it like living under Taliban rules? You know, my friend Vinay, when his wife gave birth to their second kid, a baby girl, he received a text from somebody really higher up in Taliban saying, "Congratulations." He told me, I really have a mixed feeling about a Taliban leader saying, "Congratulations, having a baby girl," because you know how they treat women over there. But if you're there, you got to deal with them. And when you're in Egypt, you have to deal with certain unpleasant characters because you're not going to deal with pleasant
That's just
people
life.
everywhere. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
got to
yeah.
learn to.
Well, it's like in New York, you learn how to keep your head down. And when somebody yells at you, you learn how to go, not worth it, and just keep walking. And
Yes.
ignore them. And then some other place, you're like, hey, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? You go back. Here, you just realize, I'm not going to win this fight. I'm going to get into a fight with a stranger. Walk away.
I saw a bunch of kids start fighting, and my friend Nanda say, "Mind your business, don't get involved. Soon as you get involved, you create more problem." I think that's why American people are good. They want to go and help, but before you do that, ask yourself: do you know the solution? Do you know how to implement it, and do you know how to do that? If most of those answers are no, stay the
What are you
fuck
doing?
out. Yeah, it's like Eddie Murphy said: number one rule of show business: mind your own business.
So I have this. I've started to accrue a list of stereotypes about Americans that we don't know because we're too deep in.
Yeah.
But I've heard other people talk about it.
By the way, when I'm there, they don't even if when I tell them American, they don't believe it. Chinese, Jackie Chan,
Right.
and they do a lot of hi-ya, with the karate shit and stuff.
But,
It doesn't bother me because they don't know anything.
They don't know anything. But they have. So here are the stereotypes that I've seen. One, Americans wear a lot of free bank T-shirts. Like MBNA America, like they just notice we wear shirts you
I
get
never
for
heard that
free
one
at a bank,
before.
and they're like, "You guys are just wearing these? You have no fashion sense at all. You're wearing a free like Budweiser shirt, like that kind of shit." But one of them is Americans will rush in to change a situation they have no understanding of. So they'll see like an injured bird on the beach, like we gotta help it. Somebody get a box. We'll get a
Yeah.
box, and everyone else just looking like, "Why aren't you looking?" Like that's a dead bird, man. That bird's dead. His wing's broken. We're not going to take him to a vet and fix the fucking bird. It's going to get eaten by a turtle, and it's going to be part of life.
Yeah.
But also, like, what box? Why a box? What do you mean? You don't even know anything. And that's what Americans will do personally and internationally. They're like, well, Afghanistan's been taken over this. We got to correct it. Like, all we're going to do is kill 150,000 people and create poverty. We're not the right people to take care of it. We just keep fucking shit up.
Ask yourself: are you going to make the situation better or worse?
Yeah.
And if you can't make it better, don't get involved.
Get some help.
And let's be honest, Ari, you travel enough. Like, war is a money-making thing. It's a business. And America's big on business,
Yeah. I was at a full moon party in Thailand. And
What kind of party?
full moon.
Okay.
Excuse for travelers to meet up and do drugs and drink. It's really not Thai at all.
Yeah.
The Thai people are serving the booze, but like it's just a moneymaker. And anyway, we're leaving. Sun up. We're leaving. We're headed back towards the jetty to get back to our island. And there was this baby. You know those like strollers that babies can't walk, but they can sort of walk because the thing goes around.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's on
yeah,
wheels,
yeah.
You know. And there was one who was just in the road, but like a glorified dirt road, paved, but like nothing. And some fucking bro dude was like, "Whose baby is this? What? Why is this fucking baby being taken care of? We got." And he's dressed in a fucking tank top. Actually, I have this picture up. That you'll look like this, just fucking neon paint all over you.
Yeah.
And all over his face. He's like, "Whose fucking baby is this? Someone's got to take care of it." I'm like, bro, the baby's fine. It's 7 a.m. You're still fucked up on drugs and alcohol, and they're getting their day started. It's not your baby. Don't take care of it. It's not an issue. I'm sure they're around here keeping an eye on it.
In Scandinavia, they keep babies in carriage and keep it outside. I
Outside-
panicked when I saw it
I know.
first
It's
time.
like somebody's got to do something. It's like, why? Relax, bro. No one's taking babies
Nobody's
here.
taking babies,
you
no.
come from a fucked up culture where people take babies.
They want to keep it out because if they cry, it disturbed the everyone in the restaurant.
Yeah, they're like, he'll be fine outside.
Yeah.
But like in New York, you keep like banded outside sometimes and be like, ooh, somebody might steal that dog. Like,
Yeah.
steal a dog? And like in other cultures, like they just let their dogs run rampant and come back for dinner.
I didn't even think about that.
Because they're like stray dogs. Like some of them are stray and some of them are just house dogs with no collars or leashes.
Right.
They're like,
But
it's-
don't you think these expensive purebred dogs, don't they?
No, the purebred dogs, yeah. But yeah, they'll take those.
Yeah.
But like outside, I'm saying in like Mexico or Ecuador or something like that,
yeah.
where it's like, yeah, this is somebody's dog, but if it doesn't come back one day, it's been run over and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But they go out and have adventures. I don't know. So here's something I ask people. 2 questions.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask you another one first, but I'm going to ask you if you have any general travel tips, because you've told me a lot already. Ones I've gotten are like grind up mushrooms and put them in granola. No one will check. Or bring a nice toiletry bag, or travel light, or whatever. Could be anything. Go down alleyways, whatever. Another one is what's on your mind of like where to visit next. And then, but before that, I was like, is there anything you would tell somebody going to Afghanistan, like tips you would tell them, like don't do this, bring toilet paper, or make sure to bring this. Like, what would you tell somebody if they're going?
Try to be honest, and don't bring drugs. I have idiot friends, even though they're available over there. You don't want to get caught with drugs, because they'll give them reason to lock you up. Here's an example. I had idiot friends smoke weed before they were traveling to UAE, Dubai, and they put stuff on Instagram. I think I'm correct on this. If the custom knew you took drugs in LA, you flew 16 hours, whatever many hours to fly into Dubai, they'll take you to clinic, take your blood. If they find marijuana in there, you literally brought drugs to that country. So I think you should be, anything with drugs, you should be careful. You could get in trouble for that. I'm not telling you not to do it, but you don't want to give authority a reason to lock you up.
Don't post about it.
Yes, don't do that. But I like doing all the homework. I like studying the map. I got chased in Nice by some homeless person, because every place I visit, I kind of study all the map in case I'm chased. So I'm a little paranoid. I do all my homework before I leave, but do all your paperwork.
That's a general travel tip?
Yeah, like you should know something about where you're visiting. Like, don't be a complete idiot.
Don't be a complete idiot.
Yes.
I like that.
But my biggest tip on traveling is, people would say, I don't have a time to travel.
Yeah.
And it's a lie. You could always make time for something that matters to you. So if you tell me you don't have money to go or time to go, it's a lie, because it's not a priority. I have so many friends. What do you have
time for? What do you have money for?
Yes. And so I think you should travel, because I think it will enrich your life. You'll see the world better light, and you'll be more mistrustful of media, because they're lying about places, They'll just lie.
It's just like, and it's like they don't say anything specifically wrong. It's just like they're showing you so much of one side that it gives you a wrong impression.
Okay, you're right.
They're lying through. They're exaggerating. They're misleading the truth.
Yes. So, does school shooting happen? Yes. Not at the rate that people think.
Yeah, if you're a reporter coming to America to report on America back to a fucking Indian, they'll be like, "Oh, you didn't see one school shooting while you were there?" They're like, "No, I didn't. I don't. You don't know when they're going to happen."
Yeah.
It's one a month.
Always have copies of your passport.
Okay.
Email, in case it gets stolen.
Yeah, good. That's a good tip. Have a copy on your email of a passport.
Yeah,
that's
and
a good tip. Because you're fucked if you lose your passport. It's really bad.
You could also go to American Embassy and get it going, but yeah. But
what about Afghanistan in particular? Like, what would you have wished you knew before you went there, or you would tell somebody about Afghanistan? Like, hey, make sure to, I don't know, like get out and walk around, because it's okay, or like don't walk around.
Well,
eat the food. Don't eat the food.
Eat the food. Try to have a handler there.
Try to have a handler. Interesting.
And if you don't, go someplace reputable and meet people and have enough contacts and friends that could help you if there's an emergency. But best way to deal with emergency is not to put yourself in to begin with. And that's like a common sense thing. Yeah. But other tip.
No, that's okay. You gave me some good ones already. Unless you're thinking of something like
that.
But
very respectful of like how you deal with women there, because I was very careful not to talk to any women, especially they're single women. I try not to do that.
I went to this place in Guatemala.
Yeah.
They have these like shulks, this like temazcals, like a hot bath. And anyway, they're only kind of there in that region. But I did read up a little bit, which I don't normally do.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty bad, actually. And they killed a tourist and his driver because he was taking pictures of kids. And they were like, "You're going to steal our kids and take them back to England."
Oh.
And so I just didn't talk to any children. Other places I'll be like, "Hi, it's a way to connect. My Spanish is closer to theirs."
Yes.
As a 10-year-old than an adult, you know. But I was like, stay away from me. Nope, not going to talk. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't want to get burned alive like this other guy did.
Sorry. Here's some advice. If you're a rich person or middle class, you might have tendency to like pay somebody to buy a grocery store or things like that.
Yeah.
No, do it yourself, because even going to the grocery store, not speaking the language, it become a mini adventure. And don't get a haircut before leaving the country. Get a haircut in another country.
To see what haircuts are like there.
Yes, because even if they don't speak the language, it's an opportunity to sit there and talk to somebody who lived there.
Oh, right. You're stuck for 40 minutes while you're getting your haircut.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure for them because they have a misunderstanding about your country too. So maybe you could take out order. No, go to a restaurant and order and talk to the locals, getting a haircut. They have a toothache, go see a dentist. Do everything local, because it's an opportunity to meet somebody. Who knows? You might meet your future wife through one of those kind of encounter too. That's why I don't like rich people going to like expensive 5-star hotel, because they take care of everything. You're missing the whole point. Why leave America then? Just stay in New York City.
Dude, this reminds me. I got my haircut in Berlin, not this last time, but 2 times ago.
Okay.
And needed a haircut. I was on a European travel anyway. I was doing a European tour.
Is it like an ethnic person cutting your hair?
It's a Czech person.
Whew.
Yeah. So you're talking to them.
Yeah.
You see the different styles of like, do they give you a shot of alcohol like they do here in New York with the Persians and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're talking to them. It's like, where are you from? America. What are you doing here? I'm a stand-up comedian. What are you doing here? It's like, I'm trying to build boats, but I'm doing whatever, or I'm getting my hair. It's like, you speak English? And they're like, yeah. It's just a way to talk. It's reminding me of this haircut now. And he goes, yeah, everybody kind of meets up in either German or English. So I'm Czech, so I don't speak German. I'm learning German. But in the meantime, we all speak a little bit of English.
Yes.
If you're from Luxembourg, you speak a little English. If you're from Czech Republic, a little English. Even Germans speak a little English. So we can all, but then I realized it's a very worldly city. People from all over.
Yeah.
And they meet up in either English or German.
Oh, here's the advice. So if you don't have handler like myself, and let's say you're in Kabul,
Give them the money, yeah.
and let's say let's say you're a Chinese person visiting Kabul, find a Chinese restaurant run by ethnic Chinese. When you see your people and you speak the language, there's a vested interest for them to help you. Because if you talk to somebody and say, hey, I'm from Shanghai, this restaurant happened to be in Shanghai, if you talk to them long enough, you're going to find like, oh, I know your uncle, or I went to this school, and like, oh, my cousin went there. That's one of the most cost-effective way to find somebody who will trust you, because if you're in the same ethnic group or certain part of the world, it's easier to get help, because you don't have to explain certain mannerism. You're on the same playbook. Like if I went to another country, and let's say Prague, and then there's a Japanese restaurant, they're from Osaka, my hometown, right away there's a direct connection, like we understand each other. So they're more inclined to help you because you're from there. That's the cost-effective way to find somebody to help.
So it'd be like finding an American in like Costa Rica, and then and they're like, so what's there to do around? You can like where are you from? Like New York? Like, oh, okay, no, I grew up in like Georgia. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Or do you speak Hebrew or Yiddish or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you go to Japan for the first time, you go to Tokyo, you go to Delhi, and from Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, you speak to them right away. That you're that much closer in trust. You understand each other.
We were in Acadia National Park with my parents, and we passed them on some small hike, past some Israeli kids speaking Hebrew. My dad is Israeli, speaks fluent.
Yeah.
And he said something like, he's like, whatever he said, like, hey, watch out, the rocks, in Hebrew. And they're like, and he's like, yeah. And then they spoke English enough, but they're like, where are you from in Hebrew? Where are you from? From South Tikva. Oh, what do you do? You're right. It's a connection.
Soon as that you have the connection, if you're in trouble, they could help you. And if you're looking for food or certain kind of service you need that maybe that local isn't aware, you'll find something right away.
Wow.
So that's a cost-effective way of getting along,
Interesting.
And, but smile helps a lot. And don't be loud. Loud shit is not good. You could be loud in here, but especially in places like Asia, the loudness means aggression. So be polite, be mindful, and
call attention to yourself.
Go one of those ethnic restaurants that you feel comfortable in. You'll find help right away.
All right, that's not bad. All right, Yosh, what are you working on? You got a podcast?
No.
What?
Can I?
Were you about to read something?
Oh, do you have a couple more questions or?
No, not really.
So I'm going to be in Switzerland.
What?
this fall, and
Yeah.
I'm working with my friend Harry and Christian Breaker. I'm working on my Edinburgh show. I'm redoing it
next
again.
year.
This fall, late this fall, like October, November, December.
Buddy, I got to be honest with you. I'm 20 weeks ahead on this, so I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm going to read your dates in particular, but I want to know if you'll have like an overarching thing, like a podcast or.
Oh, that's fine. At least my friends know that I made a Tim promoting it.
Yeah. I mean, but no matter what, right before it comes out, I'll find out where you're going to be.
But
then.
for sure, inyourfacecomedy.ch, Harry and my friend Christian Breaker, I'll be working with them next couple of years on this one-man show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stand up in Zurich. Oh.
And they also say...
Oh, that's why you were asking me.
They told me they feel really bad because they told me they were pretty sure you were having bad time in Switzerland. They said if you ever want to do a tour, they will take care of you and they're not going to have any
That's
issues in
good.
Switzerland.
No, I actually just added it because I was going to visit my brother. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just add a show in Zurich.
Yeah.
But the promoter was just like not great.
Scumbag, right?
It's not that he just lost touch. He has like a mailing list. And it's like, bro, time has moved on.
Yeah.
We just don't do it that way. And it was like, why did I draw worse than I did 5 years earlier?
Yeah.
I'm doing way better everywhere. Why is it worse? It's like, and he was just mad at Live Nation. He's like, fucking Live Nations and these people. And I'm like, what, they're supposed to go with you? Live Nation's a massive company. They'll take. Also, bro, we lost people here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's not going well. And then I said I wanted some local to introduce to, go on the show. He goes, oh, you want an opener? I'm like, yeah. But I asked Andy Haynes. He goes, I know a girl. She's funny. Great. Recommendation from a comic who's funny, saying he met a girl who's funny. Okay. Not trying to fuck her or anything, So I was like, okay. If you think she's funny, I'll book her. Said, hey, I found somebody. He goes, no, they're in a different stable of comics. I won't have any of their comics performing here. And I was like, bro, I need an opener.
Yes.
And he goes, I'll find one. And then someone else was on for like $100. He goes, no way. He goes, I'll do it myself. And so he opened, but he's not a comic. It was just like, dude, it was an add-on show, but it was just like, this is all very annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, but I'm really excited. I can't wait till you go to these
Yemen now. That's
Muslim countries.
Yemen's really, the way when you just said that, it unlocked something in me where I was like, other places are like, try that. I'm like, okay. But when you said Yemen, I could feel my emotions go up. Where the fuck is Yemen?
Right here.
Oh, wow.
Sana's running out of money.
Sana's running out of money?
I mean, we're running out of water. Sorry.
Oh.
They're running out of water, and they're constantly attacked by Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
My friend Hatham is from there. He will provide all the security, and you should
Really?
go. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you noticed, people are really excited about Korea because of K-pop. American pop culture is very popular in the United States. I believe there's an invert relationship.
Inverse.
The bigger your export of your pop culture, there's an inverse relationship where average person live in misery. Like Korea have all this wonderful K-pop and things like that, but average person do not have a good life there. And Yemen is borderline failed state. But he told me, Yoshi Hatham said, my country is a war-torn country, and some people say failed state, but you don't have to make an appointment with your family members. So maybe they don't have a luxury, but really in places like that, the family structure is so amazingly strong. Whereas in America, everybody works, they have a nice home, but dad's working. When they have a dinner, kids on cell phone, they're now having conversation with their family. The living standard is great, but the things that we consider good traditional values, it's not necessarily great in advanced countries,
So, but that Rolf, that guy who wrote that Vagabond's Way, and he's that one I took the class with.
Yeah.
He sent me that.
Saad
Mohseni. Yeah, I got to meet him.
Yes.
I want him to do the podcast. Actually, if I go to Afghanistan, I'll do the podcast with him from Afghanistan,
do it over there.
Iconic, yeah.
And Saad will take care of you, Afghanistan, and Hatham will take care of him in Yemen.
I love it.
And Uzbekistan, I know Saad knows a lot.
Damn.
And but this is such an interesting place. It's what the 19th century people called the Great Game, the battle between Russia and the British Empire.
To get all this.
Yeah, and Afghanistan was always important because India always needed Afghanistan as a shield from the influence from Russia. The geopolitics of this area is just so interesting. So I love the fact that you go there because I think when you go, you're going to educate the public because you have a massive fan base, and I cannot believe how many Muslim friends of mine like. Do you know this guy
Really?
named Ari Shaffir? This is so crazy.
Just because
man.
I said it's not that hard to be a Jew.
Yes.
By the
And-
way,
and-
I'll say it again. Jews and anyone who thinks Jews are weak, look what we did to Gaza. You don't think we're coming for you next? You don't think when we're done with that, we're going to see what you said online and fucking handle our business? Keep talking.
So,
This is what I like on this map is these stripe areas
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, they're like, I don't know who controls it.
oh, the Kashmir
Like,
area.
like this is either China or
Yeah.
India. I don't know. This is either Pakistan or India. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I forgot the name of the valley, but there's a valley around this place where the terrorists are just rampant. Nobody's in control.
Oh,
But
wow.
I love going places like that, you know. Yeah. And I want to go back. I want to go Pakistan, India, and just go there.
Yeah, Pakistan doesn't call me. India, sort of. But now Yemen has now just moved way high on my list.
You should go.
Yeah.
I'll fucking go with you. And 2017, I think I had a lunch with you. We were thinking of going to Iran, and
Yeah.
while during lunch, Trump passed travel bans, so we couldn't go there anymore. But there's an island from.
Can you go to Cuba now or no?
Technically, no, but everybody go through Canada or Mexico, so that's not that difficult. But there's an island controlled by Iran where you could take a boat from Dubai to go there. It's technically under the control of Iran, and tourists could go there.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's places like that where.
Look at all these dots right there. That's interesting. All right. Let's wrap this up. Yoshi, thank you.
Yeah,
You're-
at Yoshi Obayashi Instagram, but that's it. Other than that,
Yeah, dude,
I
you
don't
rule.
really
I
have
wanted
anything
you on
going.
this. As soon as I started this, I was like, I got to get Yoshi on. More than Rob Lowe. My thought
come
was, I wasn't even thinking about Rob Lowe. I was thinking about Yoshi and your trip to fucking Afghanistan.
Andrew
it's such an
McCart-
interesting time.
Yeah, Andrew McCarthy, you should get him too.
I got to get him.
He's-
I just realized he turned from acting to travel writing, and the travel writing is interesting. And now I'm like, I want him bad.
And Sebastian Younger is another great travel guy. He's been all over the place, and he lost his friends in Northern Africa.
Where were they?
They were covering, I think, the conflict in Libya or something like that, and the guy got killed. I forgot the guy's name, but he was a very close friend. I think camera guy.
Yeah.
But now that he's got a wife and a kid, I think he's more careful about it. But Henry Rollins, another amazing
get
travel
Rollins
guy,
back on for
and
sure.
When he talked, he brings those countries alive. You know, that's I love guys like
He's
that.
so expressive and like good at like saying this stuff. He's talking about in India, like having a funeral pyre and
Yes.
smelling the smell of dead body. It was like,
Rick Steves, please get him on the show. He I'm
try.
admirer of his. Yeah.
all right, let's go outside and smoke a cigarette.
All right. Thanks, Ari.
I got your money. Relax.
No.
No, relax, bro. I'm getting it.
First time in 12 years. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's been a long time, huh? Yeah, I guess I had you on my podcast so long ago.
Well, you know, because
but you'll come back onto this one, do another country.
because you're the only one as a stand-up comedy really travel.
Yeah.
They only do fun shit. You really go places.
Should I get my hands dirty?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Thanks, man.
All right, buddy. Well, that is the episode. Thank you very much, Yoshi Obayashi, for coming in. I don't know, a little disappointing, to be honest. When we talked about Afghanistan, person to person, it was more exciting for me. I was hoping he'd have some of those stories, and I guess I waited too long, and I kind of forgot some of them. But I remember specifically him saying, like, anyone who comes, like, please bring 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, and we can have a bar. We can have a bar for a short time. This lighting is wrong. Yeah, I've backlit it. This was a mistake on my part. And that just seemed cool. It seemed cool to be in this is kind of my example. This city is my example. Don't forget to follow Yoshi Obayashi on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube at Yoshi Obayashi. Obayashi. Yoshi Obayashi. Yeah, it's my example of one of the types of travels where it's like occupied travel. That time in Kabul when Americans were ruling it, and all these, like, you know, just workers, not even like military, just workers. They were like running it, and the other example of that would have been like Nazi occupied Paris. You know, would have been, what a wild time to be there. You're I mean, if you're a German soldier, that's a different experience. What if you're visiting? Would they allow people to visit? No, it's wartime. Like, you couldn't just pop over from England on a trip. Maybe you could. Maybe they did trade. I don't know. I really don't know. Did they do trade? Did they have tourism? If you were a soldier, I mean, man, it's like, yeah, I'll pay for a croissant, but if the smile's not there, or, oh, shoot, I'm $1 short. I could just get it for free, right? Right? I could just get it for free, though, right? Right? Yeah, and then if you're French also, it's like all of a sudden there's this other people there, like the watchers or the observers from what was that movie with Josh, TV show with Josh, whatever his name is, on Fox. The Observers, not Dollhouse. Anyway, yeah, but an interesting way to travel. Occupied travel. But I mean, Geo is doing it. Julio, excuse me. He's going there now, so I guess it's kind of different. Yeah, something to think about. Guys, please subscribe. Leave a comment right now on this episode and kind of on all episodes. Just leave some dumb comment. It helps. I think that's it. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. I was in New York for 14 years. They have 2 baseball teams, 2 football teams, both playing in New Jersey. Hockey is the Rangers, and yeah, they play Barclay, and basketball too. They have 8 teams. 8 teams in the biggest market in America. And it was 0 for 13 until right at the end of my time here. The New York Knicks wrapped one up. What an exciting time to be here. I met some tourists. Man, I did shows and I could see America from their perspective, where everybody was partying and they're like, "What? We got here." I mean, they're at the Comedy Cellar, nobody was there, so there's that. They didn't enjoy that. It was unpacked, but they're like, "I don't care about this team or even basketball. It's an American sport." The vibe to be there during that. I read articles about being when there was an uprising in Ecuador and just having to be there. I actually went to 3 different. I was in 3 different countries when they deposed or got a new leader in Latin America. It was an interesting time to be there. Watch the new leader of Bolivia, first one in 20 years, get sworn in. People were crying. I started crying too. To be in New York when the New York Knicks won Game 5. By the way, they could have easily lost 4-0. That Wemby shot goes down. Game 2. The pass. Game 3, I mean, they won. Game 4, that comeback. Game 5, they could have been up 5-0, the Spurs. Oh, anyway. Guys, please subscribe wherever you're watching and listening. Today's episode is produced by the Your Mom's House Network. They are the best comedy network in the business. The people I have on there, Duncan Trussell and Kurt Metzger's new show, Ian Finance's show, Steph Tolev has a new show. They are all comedy all the way. Josh Zolo has finally taken his head out of his fucking ass and started booking some goddamn comedians on a comedy podcast network. I think the History Hyenas are there. Maybe just for ads. I don't know. Great ads, though. No ads on today's episode. That's it, everybody. So please leave a comment or subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Today's episode was edited by Alan Caffey. It was hard. It was a difficult edit because it didn't look like Yoshi's eyes were open the whole time, and he had to edit around what he thought were blinks, and I had to tell him. All right, I'm not going to get into this. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and check out my final Legion of Skanks episode on Gas Digital right now on the Legion of Skanks. What a run that was. What a run right at the end of New York. Knicks championship. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I got into it. Bandwagon fan. We outnumbered the regular fans. Fuck, you'd think the Yankees would have won once. And a 10 or 12 week run on the most offensive podcast in the world, Legion of Skanks. They inducted me into the Skanks Hall of Fame right at the end. What a run right at the end. You're really going to make me miss this place. All right. Anyway, He's not for a travel podcast, and neither is the other thing. Wait, I'll just mention we had our first passing on You Be Trippin. So we really got it. I'll say whatever. All right. Yeah. All right. What a fucking legend, though, huh? What a way to go out. What a fucking way to go out. Too early, but what a way to go out. God damn. What a cool fucking dude. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's like, what? And that, it's like, okay, bye.